What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing today? We doing all right? Sure, hope so. Today is UFC 300. It is a Saturday night. Usually I would not be streaming today, but UFC 300, it's a momentous occasion, or at least they want to make it one, right? And I figured it's been a long time since we've done a Fight Companion stream, and I just got access to UFC Fight Pass. There was some. I have I have Portuguese UFC Fight Pass is what I have because there was this like widget thing that was brought over from Brazil when my mother-in-law came, and on it was UFC Fight Pass. Oh shoot, I'm drinking a little bit right now, but it's all good too. Is the funny thing. It's not like what people do with like the Fire Stick where they pirate shit. Like we're paying for Fight Pass, but it's Brazilian Fight Pass, so it's like mad cheap. In addition to that, we're not just paying for the Fight Pass. We're paying for other things too on top of it, and it's like mad cheap. So these Fight Companion streams, I'm not saying I'm going to do them every time there's a numbered card or anything like that, but I will do them when it is an interesting enough card. Either the main event is going to be really good, or either that... What's the dog being dumb? Either that or like... oh, you let him out?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't see him. I forgot he was even in here. Either that, right, or maybe just the whole card itself is nice, but... yeah, so here we are. All right. In fact, I actually just remembered I have to hit up the phone and share the stream everywhere. So if you hear Portuguese in the background, that's why. That's why you hear that pork and cheese in the background, is because I am not actually watching American UFC Fight Pass. I am watching Brazilian UFC Fight Pass, but. The fights so far have been pretty good. I've been watching for a couple hours now. The only one I was really disappointed by, I would say, would have to be the Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling fight. And it was completely one-sided. The disappointment lays in Aljamain Sterling. He was just doing what he had to do to win, which on one hand, you cannot blame a guy for just doing what it takes to win. But on the other hand, it doesn't mean I have to act like I'm satisfied with the fight. Calvin Kattar comes to fight every time. Calvin Kattar he's trying to throw bombs every time. Excuse me. So Aljamain Sterling, he just takes him down, lays in praise. He sniffs the crotch, as some people say, and I mean it's annoying, but it is what it is. But all the other fights have been like actually pretty good. Even the Kayla Harrison Holly Holm one. I was impressed by Holly Holm being able to reverse Kayla Harrison like that. That really shows the seasonedness. She is seasoned. She has learned something in the last 10 to 15 years. I think she's been doing MMA for probably like 12, 13 years at this point. I could be wrong. It might be a little bit less time, but I know it's been well over 10 years for her. That was like really cool to see, considering who Kayla Harrison is. But naturally, getting one good reversal on a world champion, not even just world but Olympic champion judo practitioner, it's going to take more than just one. But yeah, I mean, all the other fights, including the last one, Yuri versus Rakic, right? That was a really good fight. I was talking to the wife, and I was like, comparing the last two fights, the Aljo one and the Rakic one, and I was like, man, like that's really good. Prohaska versus Rakic are the fights that made the UFC. They're the fights that, when it comes down to it, the UFC was built off of those types of fights. Two dudes going in there, leaving it all out. Somebody gets hurt, but they just keep on toughing it out. They keep on fighting through it. They were hitting each other hard, and they were hitting each other square a lot of the time. And you could see both of them got rocked in different ways at different times. As opposed to, the Aljo versus Kattar fight, which again, lay and pray. And I'm not saying that the early days of the UFC did not have that. They had plenty of those types of fights, but the good fights were so abundant a lot of the time. And when I say good, I mean the fights that are so legendary that, like, you think of them, you know? When you think of, like, a good UFC fight, or just a good MMA fight in general, they were plentiful enough as to where, like, you were okay with watching a lay and pray type of fight if it meant that you also got to see, like, a Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonner type fight, you know? Oh, man. I'm drinking rosé right now, like a classy lady. I'm a very classy lady, everybody, all right? I'm drinking my rosé, and honestly, it's hitting the spot. It's doing its job, kid. It's doing its fucking job, kid. I gotta finish doing what I was doing, you know. Bada bing. Oh, here we go. Bada boom. I have to hit send like 40 times. I have to hit send like mad times on mad different things, you know. I've completely abandoned shame, and I've just started like posting links in a bunch of different Discord servers because I realize who gives a shit, you know. Who gives a shit what Cock Twinkie 69 has to say about me. What do I care if Syrup God in Discord, right? A guy who goes by Syrup God in Discord. What do I care what he has to say about me shilling my shit? You know, who gives a fuck? So I'm just sitting here going through all these places, hitting send on shit that I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do here. I'll do here. I'll do here. I'll do here, etc. etc. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go ahead and do that one too. The Mondo Megabits one as well. I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it, dude. I don't give a shit. Oh, man. Vape Chick. Who the hell's Vape Chick? Whatever. Anyway. But yeah, so fights are going to start soon. Naturally, they don't ever just start, right? They have to wind down the prelims. They have to build up the main event and things like that. The fights, I mean, I'm kind of excited for all of these fights for one reason or another. I'm interested to see how Bo Nickal does, right? Of course, I think they're gifting him a win, probably. I'm curious to see what happens with, Zhang Wei Li and this other chick, Yan Xiaonan. I don't know exactly how to say her name. I've literally never heard of her before now, and looking at the highlights, of course, the highlights are going to make her look really good. She's starching people and things like that, which is nice. So it's going to be good to see two Chinese strikers, because, you know, the Chinese, they typically have pretty damn good strikers specifically. It's going to be good to see the both of them kind of duke it out a little bit. I'm excited for Justin Gaethje to fight because he always puts on good fights. Same thing with Charles Oliveira, and then it's always fun to see. Alex Pereira fight. You know, he's one of those guys. You know that at any point he could shut somebody's lights off. So you're always on the edge of your seat. You know, it's really fun. It's really nice. Excuse me. Oh man, but I don't do predictions or anything like that. I'm not a predictions guy. I do want Gaethje and Oliveira to win. Bo Nickal, I guess I want him to win. I guess, sort of. You know, I don't know. I don't think Bo Nickal's bad. I want Pereira to win. And I don't know if I want either of the ladies to win. It's not that I don't want either of them to win. It's that I'd be happy either way, probably. You know, I would hope that it would be a very good fight. I would hope it's going to be an explosive striking match, and you know, we'll get something out of it. We'll get something out of it. What's the link, homie? I'm not watching illegal streams, sir. I'm not watching that Buff Streams or that Sports Surge or anything like that. That's not what I'm watching. I'm paying well, not even me. It's somebody else in my household who paid for a year's subscription to UFC Fight Pass for mad cheap. Because again, hey eyes to dollars is like ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you know. And again, that's why I'm watching Portuguese UFC Fight Pass right now. So I can't even sit here and really react to like the commentary or anything like that, which is going to make it a little bit interesting. I'm going to have to give my own commentary, but you know, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I think I'm better than Joe Rogan. I think my commentary is better than Joe Rogan. All right, okay, baby. Could you actually hand me that? Thank you. I'm almost out. Oh man, like I said, classy lady over here. All right. I ain't no cheap date. You gotta wine and dine me. What's that, baby?
With the aluminum over the bottle.
Yeah, yeah, with the aluminum on the bottle. You're right. Scott, the question is, do you pay for the pay-per-view? No, I don't pay for the pay-per-view. Not me, technically, but the pay-per-view is paid for here, right? In general, Reddit Sports Stream will get you the free stuff. Yeah, but you shouldn't use that stuff, though. You definitely shouldn't use that stuff because those are illegal. You know, it's pirated streams. You definitely shouldn't use pirated anything. No, sir. No way. You know, don't do any of that stuff. LMAO, why is Leo Vaughn there? Is Leo Vaughn there? I mean, Leo Vaughn's kind of in that little circle of comedy where it's like they have those inroads to MMA and things like that, you know? Theo Vaughn seems like an alright guy, though. You know, he seems like the kind of guy who's easy to be around, and I appreciate that in somebody, you know? It will be good. I sure as hell hope so. I sure as hell hope so. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. Oh, yes, of course. All right, and then I'll go ahead and I'll post something on my Instagram. Oh boy, I gotta take a picture. Is it gonna let me take the picture? Yes, it did. All right, cool. Pretty sure yes. All right, and then yes. Oh wait, nope. Silly me. Whoopsies. Oops. Sorry, one sec. I hate dead air on these things, specifically when I'm just... It's not like dead air and I'm like looking at something or anything like that. I'm literally just typing something up on my phone, and I'm like, oh. All right, well, yeah, Steve-O is an F slur. Steve-O is an... apparently Steve-O is friends with a bunch of fighters. Yeah, there's a lot of like... That's actually part of the reason why the UFC was as popular as it is, and I think BKFC is kind of replicating this a little bit. They're actually expanding in a way. It's not that I didn't expect them to expand this way. I knew they were on this trajectory, but you know, to see how suddenly it came. It just kind of came suddenly. All of a sudden, they're on like Fubo, and they got legalized in Connecticut, which is kind of a big thing because Mohegan Sun, right, is I don't want to say it's like the Caesar's Palace of New England or anything like that, but the Mohegan Sun, right? That's a big arena in New England, right? To get Mohegan Sun, that means something. I didn't expect them to just get that so suddenly, and they did. But one of the ways that the UFC was able to kind of get legitimacy, not even necessarily legitimacy, it's just a way that it gathered interest, was in the early days. Oh yeah, actually, baby, I'm sorry. Could you grab me the Ethernet cable?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, already.
Oh shit! Thank you so much, baby. I keep forgetting about it, and you keep remembering. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like Shaq was big into the UFC in the early days. You had like a bunch of different actors and actresses and singers and you know just musicians and things like that. They were in the you know in the early days of the UFC. They were like interested in it, and they'd be sitting cage side and stuff like that. You know, that was kind of a way that people became interested in it. Oh, they're walking Bo Nickal out right now. What was I going to say? Yeah, and BKFC is doing the same thing, right? And the UFC obviously is still very quick to shine a light on any sort of like celebrities and things like that are sitting cage side. Those people, I guarantee you, a lot of them aren't even paying for the tickets. They're being given free tickets just so that they can have the camera pan over to them at one point or another, and they'll be like, "Hey," and then everyone will be like, "You see, Billie Eilish is here." You know, who's a celebrity you wouldn't expect to see at a UFC event. You see, I don't know any modern day celebrities. You know, fucking, they're not interesting enough for me to give a shit about. You know, how you guys watching UFC on TV, sir? I don't want to keep explaining the Brazilian Fight Pass gambit again, so. You know, I don't mean to joke around about you trying to figure out how to see it. You know, Taylor Swift. I would expect Taylor Swift to be at a UFC event at least one time. Billie Eilish likes the UFC. Now I like the UFC. A bunch of like dumbass like. At this point, they're not even teenagers. They're like 19, 20, 21-year-olds, right? You got dumbass college girls. You know, dressing in their baggy jeans and shit like that. I actually like the baggy jean look, though, I will say. All right, so, tail of the tape. 28-29. Weight is 185, 183. Reach, you see, this is something I'm going to have to get used to. I wanted to read out the tail of the tape, but I was confused because, again, it's all in Portuguese, so that's my bad. But don't worry, I'm not going to miss the tail of the tape again. That's the other issue, is that like I saw it halfway up, you know. But the first fight's going to be starting in a second. They're going through what are they going through? They're going through the introductions right now. Tom Hanks. I feel like Tom Hanks is definitely the type who would go to one of these, you know. I'm talking like a Meryl Streep. Imagine if Meryl Streep was at a UFC event, right? How crazy would that be? Julia Roberts. Imagine Julia Roberts sitting cage side at a UFC event. That would be crazy, dude. You know. Billie Eilish could leg choke me. I don't know. Billie Eilish is sticky. You know, Billie Eilish looks sticky. And that's something that I don't like about her, and I don't like about a lot of the women, a lot of the Zoomer women, is they embrace this. And millennials do this too. Millennials 1,000% do this too. I mean, there's a certain guy with I in his name. I want to be careful whenever I talk about somebody who has an I in their name. Like, he went from, like, clean cut, yeah, sure, he was nerdy looking, you know, very, very thin, stuff like that, but he was clean cut, you know, he looked well groomed. Now he looks greasy every time you see him. He's got this ridiculous mullet, greasy looking as fuck, just looks unkempt, you know, and it's like, fuck, man, like, holy shit, you know, it's crazy. Oh, man. All right, so fight's about to start. You got Bo Nickal in blue, other dude in white. I don't even know who the other dude is. So Bo Nickal's a southpaw. That's something I forgot about. Ooh. So he just faked a shot, Bo Nickal, and if he's smart, and this is probably what he's going to do, he's going to shoot in, right? But if he doesn't shoot in, if he decides he's going to strike, he's going to use that fake shot to set up the overhand left. That's literally what he just did. He faked the level change and he threw. There it is again. Yeah, he's throwing. Oh. That wasn't a punch. That was a takedown. But oh man, wow! Look at that scramble. I love scrambles like that. You know, even as a fat dude, a lot of my grappling revolves around creating scrambles that I hopefully end up on top of at the end. But you know, it's fun to see some really good scrambles. So they're up against the cage. Looks like Bo Nickal is kind of trying to work a single leg, or at least he looked like he was about to, but I think now he's just kind of focused on trying to hold his opponent up against the cage. A knee from his opponent. I got a Brundage, okay. I think. It's hard for me to see.
Yeah, it's
Brundage, okay, alright, okay. I'm a little tipsy, guys. I can't read. Oh, and, nice. He hit him with the high crotch. So he's got the back right now. Brundage runs to the relative safety of the cage, but, you know, he's not in a good spot. He's got his hands on the mat right now because he doesn't want to take the chance of Bo throwing a knee or a kick to the head. In addition to that, I think he was trying to make sure that he wouldn't be lifted up. It's kind of hard to lift somebody up when they have their weight sunk down like he does now. He brings him down to all fours. He throws one of the boots in, takes it out immediately. See, he tried to throw one of his hooks in. He tried to throw his right leg in, but Brundage's arm was kind of blocking it, so he took it out, which was a smart move. Oh, he's got the rear naked choke, but I don't think he has it good enough. Yeah, no, he doesn't have it well enough. Yeah. It's funny hearing the Portuguese speaking guys, whatever they're called, the Portuguese Joe Rogans, the Portuguese Joe Rogans announcers is what they're called. It's funny hearing them. Dude's like ee. All right, so what he could do, Brundage, he could push Bo Nickal's right leg down. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter, but he could have pushed Bo Nickal's right leg down, and he could have taken a half guard. But he ended up pulling a guard. But, oh, wow, Bo Nickal ended up passing the guard into the mount, and he's got he had a guillotine from the top position that he let go of, and now he's got sort of a strange position right now. He doesn't 1,000% have control of Brundage's left arm, but you see, that's what I figured was going to happen at some point. He was going to get shucked off, but, you know, he ended up taking that top position again. You know, it's so hard dealing with a good wrestler, you know? Like, I don't consider myself to be, like, that good of a grappler. I'm good, but I'm not that good, right? Someone like Brandon, right? Brandon Buckingham, like, when we were sparring in Sam's, when we were sparring in Sam's parking lot for, no, he doesn't have it. It looked like a rear naked choke, but he doesn't quite have it. You see what he could do in that situation, right? He tries to throw the rear naked choke in, but Brundage, he tucks his chin. He could take the glove and go, lift the head up, and then sink it in. But me and Brandon, we sparred in Sam's parking lot multiple times to get him ready for his fight, and like part of the sparring, just kind of bopping him on the chin right now. That's funny. Part of getting Brandon ready for that fight was the sparring, obviously, and part of that sparring was clinch work and things like that. And the first time me and Brandon clinched up, I was just immediately like, oh, all right, okay. Yeah, no, like this is Brandon's one of those guys where he's just got grappling on a different plane, you know? He's been doing it for a lot longer than I have been, right? We're actually about the same age. He might be like a year or so younger than me. But he said he was doing it since like age 7 or 8, right? So of course, he doesn't have to be a world champion, Olympic champ, Olympic gold medalist or anything like that. Doesn't matter. Who cares? He's really fucking good regardless, you know, and you feel it. You know, you definitely feel it. Sorry, one sec. So, I mean, that was obviously Bo Nickal's. That was Bo Nickal's. What's it called? That was obviously Bo Nickal's round. There's no way you could argue that it was Brundage's round or anything like that. There isn't even anything else to say on it. There ain't nothing to say. So let's just shut up. Let's just shut up about it, huh? Let's keep our mouths shut. I'm looking for my I had a holder, right? I had a holder for my phone. I want to keep my phone there. It's getting scrambly in there. Dude, it's like there's a bunch of eggs in there. All you see is scrambles, kid. Eilish hot. Like, the thing is, Billie Eilish would actually be very attractive if she cleaned herself up a little bit. I'm not even saying she can't, like, dye her hair or anything like that. Even, like, I don't think she needs to lose weight or anything like that, necessarily. It's just, she needs to shower a little bit more. So, round starts and there's a timeout immediately. It looks like does somebody, like, something in the cage. I don't know what. Somebody throw something in the cage? Brundage changing levels like he was about to shoot in. Oh, hey. Kick from Bo Nickal, followed by a punch from Brundage. Now they're just kind of squaring off right now. Ooh, a kick from Brundage, caught by Bo Nickal. Oh, wow. All right. Brundage ends up with the underhooks, and he hits a throw, right? Throw, trip, whatever it was, but, you know, he ended up sending Bo Nickal flying, but unfortunately for him, he didn't end up making it work for him. He just kind of threw him and then went back to, you know, waiting for Bo to get up, and now Bo is, he had the back. He doesn't have the back anymore. He has side control right now, talking about Bo Nickal. Actually, it looks more like, no, it's not side control, it's a half guard right now. Looks like he's trying to get the knee shield, and looks like he's trying to get to his hands and knees. You see, one thing I said, and look, like, in this case, like, it sucks having to fight somebody like Bo Nickal, obviously, but one thing that I will say, as much as I shit all over jiu-jitsu and things like that, excuse me, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu that's good. There is a lot of good jiu-jitsu that does not get used in MMA, and part of that is also in the instincts and stuff like that, you know, going to your back and things like that. Like, a wrestler likes when you turn over, right? Because it gives them the opportunity to throw the hooks in, and it's a familiar position for them as well, right? When a wrestler takes you down, they expect you to try and belly out and build a base and stand up. So when you turn around, even if they can't get their hooks in, they're like, okay, I know I can mess around a little bit in this position. I feel comfortable in this position. I've been training this for years, right? I'm used to holding somebody down when they're on their hands and knees. In the turtle position is what they call it in jiu-jitsu. You know, bottom referee's position, whatever you want to call it in wrestling. There is there was almost an arm triangle in. Bo Nickal is in the mount right now. I'm trying to see what he's working for. It looks like he might be trying to work for an arm bar, but oh no, I thought he was trying to work the arm over to potentially have his right knee come up and then end up in what's it called, S mount, or a similar position to go for an arm bar, but you know, it didn't seem to quite work. Or I don't know if that's exactly what he was going for. Anyway, you know. I'd like to see Bo Nickal, because he's got Brundage's right arm in a position where he could have put his punches, and he goes to the back, and this might be no, it's not it. He's hand fighting. Brundage is hand fighting. Oh, but he's got the arm across now. Oh, this might be it. This might be it. I'm not sure. It might be it. Possibly. Nah, I think it's too deep. Oh, no. I think he's dismantling. Oh, yeah, no. You see what he did? And this is what I tell people to do when they have a rear naked choke in. If they can pull the arm out, the arm that's pushing on the back of their head out, they're in good shape. Here, I think he's got it, though. Yeah, he's got it. Yep. That was a rear naked choke by Bo Nickal. What's he giving a thumbs down for? There was a rear naked choke by Bo Nickal. Looks like that was it. I didn't see a tap. I don't know. You know, I would assume he tapped. I don't know. That's why I was like, huh. Like, it took me a second to say exactly what happened, because I was like, oh, like, was there a tap and I just didn't notice it? You know, I'm too drunk. I'm watching the wall, thinking I'm watching the fights. I'm like. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening right now. I can't really see anything very well, you know. I don't know, man. If it's not UFC stream freezing, it's Scott's. LOL, I'm tapping out. Oh yeah? Why, my shit is freezing? It shouldn't be freezing. I'm on Ethernet. I'm on a wired connection right now. If it's freezing, I don't know if it's you know, on my end. I don't think it would be on my end. It shouldn't be on my end. I'm gonna be a little bit upset. I'm gonna be a little upset. Scott with his YouTube money. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm making that YouTube money. I'm flush. I ain't never gonna have to work again. Drinking my classy rosé. Billie Eilish has some nice bazongas. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really taken that good of a look at her, like, you know, and from here down. So I wouldn't 100% know anyway. But yeah, if she just showered more, if she washed her hair more, she'd be pretty cute. Do you agree, baby?
I do.
Yeah, she agrees. My wife agrees, you know?
I do.
Yeah. Turtle is a transition, not a position. No, Turtle's a position. Turtle used to be considered guard. Like Turtle used to be considered a guard. And you know, now it's a position. But I understand what you mean by that, or I understand what I think you could potentially mean by that. You don't want to be stuck in turtle position like that, right? Me personally, I don't ever willingly go to turtle position unless I'm letting a lower belt work on trying to get their hooks in or something like that. There's zero reason for you to stay in turtle position. It's just pointless. But the idea of turtle position is, okay, you've given up your back, but you're trying to make it as hard as possible for him to get his hooks in and to get a choke in or anything like that. Yeah, my totally legal stream is a little behind. Yeah, sometimes those legal streams end up getting a little bit behind. Like Post Malone, is he a Fenty junkie or a millionaire? I mean, a lot of rappers are both. A lot of rappers are both. That's just the way that it is, you know? There's a dude who played Turtle in ADCC years ago. Yeah, and they have something called fucking Donkey Guard. Like, this is how convoluted jiu-jitsu has become. This is how ridiculous jiu-jitsu has become. Is you have dudes who, like, they stand on all fours and turn around and present their ass. They present their ass to their opponent. They spread the cheeks for their opponent, and that's considered to be a guard. It's a guard. It's a legitimate thing. Guys who want to do leg locks, they're known to kind of play around with it every now and again. Excuse me. There's a viral video of a guy going into donkey guard, and then he gets kicked in the butt by his opponent, and they end up DQing the guy who threw the kick. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could blame him for throwing that kick. Even if you DQ him, it's like if somebody in a jiu-jitsu tournament bent over and presented their unwashed booty cheeks, their unwashed butthole to me, I might be tempted to slip something in there, you know, to swipe the credit card or something like that. Just let them know, hey, you ain't fucking with me, dude. You ain't pulling that shit with me, guy. Bo suplexed Gordon. Gordon suplexed Grodin. What? When he tried donkey guard. There's a dude who played. That's exactly what I meant, by the way, about Turtle. Oh yeah. Then yeah, I agree with you. You know, I never hang around in turtle position. And actually, there's a video I did a long time ago about not that long ago. It's been less than a year, but it's about a guy. I actually learned about this from watching one of Sam's streams. Somebody ended up super chatting and asking him about this, and I looked it up. There was a guy. He was at this place, and there was a black belt who was teaching. And he was a white belt. He wrestled, but he was a white belt. And this black belt tried a move that was like considered to be a little bit high level, a little bit dangerous in some cases. And the black belt broke the dude's neck, right? Excuse me. And one of the things that I end up talking about in there is that turtle position is not something you play around in. You don't chill in turtle position. It's a position that if you go to, you get out of immediately, you know, and jiu-jitsu needs to stop teaching people that turtle position is okay. It's more of an unfortunate position that you don't want to be in, but if you're in it, it's okay as long as you're doing the right thing, and you can stay there for as long as you need to, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't see in jiu-jitsu them teaching you how to stand up from the turtle position or how to reverse from the turtle position or anything like that. That's wrestling. You only see that in wrestling. That's it. In jiu-jitsu, it's, oh, you're in turtle position? Just try and pull guard, I guess. And that's it. And it's like, this is fucking stupid. You got like a knee bar from there. Maybe like, maybe something else. I don't know. The shit's ridiculous though. It's stupid, dude. It's fucking stupid, dude. They should teach every lady that move. Yes, sir. Jiu-jitsu for every young lady. I agree. Oh, man. Mike Tyson. Yep. Tyson's there. Oh, man. All right, so what's there? There's 5 fights on this card, I believe. That's 1. We're in good shape. That wasn't a bad fight. I didn't think it was bad anyway. I don't know about you guys. But yeah. Anywho. Yeah, the lawsuit, the Gracies testified against the gym. I remember that, actually. And it wasn't the Gracies. I believe it was like Hoyler fuck, I forget his name. Henner or something like that. Henner. I'm pretty sure it's Henner, right? That's how I was saying his name anyway. Henner Gracie was called in as an expert witness. And, he answered truthfully. He answered, like, honestly, right? And there's some things that because I reacted to some of the things he had to say, and I did take issue with a couple things that he said, but people were talking as though he, like, sold out jiu-jitsu or something like that. And it's like, dude, the guy broke his fucking neck, and you're trying to keep him from a payday? You're trying to keep... Like, the dude, I guess, to my understanding, he made a recovery, right? And it's disgusting the way jiu-jitsu people are, because it's the group of pussies who want to feel tough. That's what jiu-jitsu guys are a lot of the time. It's a group of pussies who want to feel tough. So they sit there and they bully the white belt, and they make quirky jokes about it. They're like, haha, yeah, I beat the hell out of that trial class white belt. Let's see if he's got the stones to come back. And it's like, no, you're just a fucking punk bitch is what you are. You're a punk bitch, you know? One of the most viewed videos, or not even videos, but clips of mine, it has like well over 200,000 views, is of me talking shit about jiu-jitsu practitioners. And mad dudes from across the country wanted to talk shit. Nobody in my area wanted to talk shit. There was like one guy from a gym that I know of who wanted to talk a little bit of shit. And he was very, very careful about the shit he talked. He was real fucking careful to not cross a line that absolutely positively necessitated I go down to his gym and grind his face into the fucking mat. He was very careful. He talked a little bit of shit, but he made it sound like a joke. And when I slid into the DMs, like, yo, what's good? He made it into a fucking joke. He made it into a, haha, yeah, just kidding, bro. He. So I was like, all right, this guy's a bitch. This guy's a fucking bitch. He's not even fucking worth the time, right? Mad people saw the video. Nobody who had the ability to come see me or invite me to their gym said anything about it. It was only the people who were 1,000 miles away who had anything to say about it. They were mad fucking tough, right? It's fucking ridiculous. Oh yeah, but like I was saying that I'm a little tipsy right now, so I'm gonna be worse than I am with the whole trailing off thing, but. Mad jiu-jitsu guys were like, wow, Henner's an asshole. And, like, the kid's fine anyway. Like, he does mountain climbing now. I guess he made a recovery. A fucking miracle. Miraculous recovery. Broken neck, quadriplegic, managed correction. Fantastic. He still endured ridiculous amounts of emotional suffering. His quality of life was affected. And so on, so forth. Physical suffering, emotional suffering, quality of life was not the same, and it's probably still not completely the same. And you got these fucking punk bitches who are like, oh, Henner sold the art out. The guy's doing fine anyway. He's doing fine anyway. He was a wrestler. He knew grappling. Meanwhile, in any other context, you talk to jiu-jitsu guys about wrestlers, and they'll be like, huh, yeah, wrestlers got good takedowns, but, you know, jiu-jitsu's better. Wrestlers, they're not that good at grappling. You know, they don't know that much, right? But in this case, they're like, what, he was a college wrestler, dude. That's like... That he knew how to defend the position, and it's like, no, there's no such thing as turtle position in college wrestling. There's something that's a little bit similar, and there's ways to get out of it. But in jiu-jitsu, you are not encouraged to get out of turtle position. And in addition to that, there's things that you're allowed to do in jiu-jitsu that he would have had no idea about until somebody did it to him or until he was taught. And you have these pussies on r/BJJ, r/Jiu-Jitsu, I like to roll around in pajamas with other grown men and call myself a warrior. That's a real subreddit. You can look it up right now. I'm not lying to you. Fucking no, but like jokes aside, like you saw that all over the Reddit. And like all over these jiu-jitsu forums and shit like that. And it's such a disgusting thing. It's gross. But we got Tar, whatever his name is, right? I forget what this dude's name is. I'll learn it in a second. We got him coming out right now. He's about to walk into the cage, and then Oliveira is going to be coming out after him. My coach is a UFC fighter, so we have legit pros in the room, and it keeps the BJJ guys humble, and we learn an MMA-based system. Makes all the difference in the world. Who's a UFC fighter, if you don't mind me asking? It's cool if you don't want to tell me. It's cool if you don't want to tell me. It's all good, like, really. But I'm just curious, you know? And yeah, like, I'm going to be a jiu-jitsu black belt kind of soon. Arman Sarukyan. I'm just going to call him Arman. I'm going to be a jiu-jitsu black belt sooner rather than later. Probably within the next year or two, I would assume. Although I'm not saying it's a definite. I'm just saying, like, the way things are going right now, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if I'm going to teach jiu-jitsu. I am, but I don't know if that's going to be the main thing. I don't know if that's going to be what I put my focus into. I think what I'm going to do is teach no-gi combat grappling, and or I'm going to end up teaching what am I going to end up teaching? What am I going to end up teaching? I'm going to teach my own style. I'll brand my own system of grappling that is, yes, based off of jiu-jitsu, but it's going to have a much heavier wrestling base to it, right? And, you know, we'll see what I can do with that. Like, that's genuinely something that I'm considering, because there's a lot of things that I do that are not kosher for jiu-jitsu. They're not really things that you see from a lot of jiu-jitsu guys. They're more things you would see from a wrestling guy. But even when wrestling guys get into jiu-jitsu, they kind of leave these things behind, you know? Like, I'm big on handcuffs, right? You don't tend to see handcuffs a lot. I'm trying to find a better name for this, but I have a game that's based around trying to pull somebody's arm around their head like that so that they no longer have use of their arm. And there's submissions and there's transitions and sweeps that I can utilize from there and stuff like that. It's really interesting to me anyway, right? And I don't see other people doing it. I need to find a name for it. I call it tying the noose, but I think that's like kind of a bad name for it, right? But like when I start on my own journey of like legitimately coaching and legitimately like owning my own place and stuff like that, I'm probably going to brand something new. Or not necessarily new, because there's nothing new under the sun, but I'm not going to be big on, yeah, jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu. I'll have gi jiu-jitsu, but I'm also thinking I'll probably end up fucking like trying something else too, if that makes sense, right? Scott, when did you start learning to fight? When I was very young, my dad taught me a little bit of boxing, and then I wrestled in high school, and then after that I got into MMA and things like that. I did it because I just always felt pulled to it. I've always felt good doing it, and I have a knack for it. I have a mind for it that a lot of people don't. Even like champions don't have a mind for the game like I do, and I genuinely believe that. And in addition to that, I take it a step further. It's not just MMA. It's self-defense and things like that. That's something else I need to brand better. I don't just want to teach self-defense, because self-defense is a loaded term, right? Ramsey Dewey, I was listening to him the other day. He said self-defense is a legal term. Oh, tail of the tape. So, Charles Oliveira, 34 years old, 178 pounds. 178 pounds, really? I think that's right. 70-inch reach. Wait a second. Baby.
That's kilograms.
Oh.
Meters. That's why you are getting confused.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to get used to this Brazilian shit. This Brazilian bullshit. No, but, yeah, self-defense is a loaded term. So, like, if I'm going to brand something else as well, or I could combine the grappling with just the general lessons that I've learned from watching other people and being in bad situations myself, you know, it'd be good to do that, right? But anyway, Scott Fu, that's what it's going to be. All right, so we got the intros right now. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. You know, I think this is make or break for Charles Oliveira. You know, if he drops this, I think it's going to be a bad omen for him. But you know, I forget how old he is. Wait, he was like 34, right? Charles Oliveira.
I think it was 34. Yeah.
Yeah, 34. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know, kid. r/BJJ mod Scott's gonna put me in a self-defense situation. That's right. Brazilian bazookas. Alright, here we are. Fight about to start. Any second now. Any second now. Alright, here we are. Here we go, kid. Nice sporting touch of the gloves. Oliveira starts with a shin kick. Another kick to that front leg. This time it was more of a stomp kick to the front leg, but I don't think it actually landed. Couple punches exchanged. I don't think anything really landed. Oh man. Oliveira ends up sweeping the leg out. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but, you know, good timing regardless, whether it was or not. So we got front headlock position for Charles. He's kind of working his way around right now. I think he feels comfortable there. He's trying to work his way around by hooking the back leg. Excuse me. Oh man, we got an Arman guillotine, and it looks tight. It looks tight. Oh man. Yeah, nah, I don't know. This might be it. I don't know. He looks calm. He looks calm. He's kind of wiggling his way out. You see, and that's what I was about to say, is Charles would probably be best trying to transition to the mount after that. So he's airplaned out right now. The airplane is when you kind of stick your chest in his face. So Arman is getting to his side. I want to see if Charles. I'm curious because I don't know how often I've ever seen Charles Oliveira in the mount position. I think this might be the first time. You know, he's been in the UFC for like 10 years or something like that, potentially even longer. So I'm sure it's happened before, but. I haven't seen him in the mount position before. He's kind of sticking his head into Arman's head as a way to kind of flatten him out and keep him uncomfortable, you know? I'd like to see some punches, maybe some elbows and things like that. I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to work for. I think he might just be, maybe he's just holding position, you know, trying to make him uncomfortable. Make him make a mistake. Like, oh man, he almost transitioned to the back take from that. There's an elbow attempt from Oliveira. I don't think it quite landed though. Oh, whoa, dude! That was 2 headbutts back to back. Unless I'm more drunk than I thought, and I'm seeing things. Those were both illegal. Did I see that, man? Did I see 2 headbutts?
I don't know.
You don't know? We're on the same plane right now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow and watch that.
I'm still thinking, what is a headbutt?
Oh, when you like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah. So Charles ended up trying to transition to a triangle, and he ended up in the guard. He's kind of playing an active guard right now. He tried to sweep. He tried to hit the butterfly sweep, but it didn't quite work. Now he's sticking he's not sticking the fingers in the eye. He's just putting the hands on the face to kind of try and disrupt the breathing. But I do think there is a little bit of tactics playing in where he's placing the hand, because he's kind of putting the fingers on the eye. He's not putting them in the eye. But that's enough to get you to be like, oh, what the hell? Like, get off of me. Like, oh. So there's the Charles has one butterfly in. Looks like he's trying to, he goes to that closed guard. He's got both of the arms tied up right now. He's got overhooks on both of the arms. It's going to make it hard for Arman to really do anything. Tries to elbow from the bottom. Arman, oh. That was an up kick, too. I think that I would think that's accidental. I think that was because he was just trying to push off, right? So he pushes off, right? Oh, no. That's legal. That's legal. You're not allowed to kick to the head of a downed opponent. You're allowed to kick to the body. It hit here and then slid off and kicked the head. That's legal. That's perfectly fine. At least my understanding of the rules, which, granted, I'm not a stickler for the rules. All right, it's not like I'm studying the fucking rule book here, but it would have to be a deliberate kick to the head. I don't think they should have stopped that. I think that's incidental, and it would. I mean, look, it's not like he did anything to cause it, right? But it's legal. He didn't kick to the head, Bottom line. Do they have the new gloves tonight? I have no clue. Probably. I would assume so. But, I mean, the new gloves, I don't see how they're any different from the old gloves. I'll be honest with you. Maybe they're a little sleeker in, like, the way the stitching is, Something like that. But, like, the UFC gloves suck. He can do that again. He can fucking...
He's speaking English?
Oh, yeah. He's speaking English to a Portuguese speaker, too. That's the other thing. But yeah, like, that's one thing I hate is referees that don't know the fucking rules, That's something that happens in a video that I did for a jiu-jitsu guy who goes to a wrestling tournament. The jiu-jitsu guy hit multiple kimuras, and the ref didn't call it as a hazard. You're not allowed to do that in jiu-jitsu, You're not allowed to torque the arm like that in jiu-jitsu. In wrestling, excuse me. And in this situation, again, to my understanding of the rules, like... You'd be surprised how many referees don't actually know the fucking rules, and I don't know who this guy is, but like, he wasn't aiming for the head. It was an incidental. Here's the. He went for the sweep. It didn't quite work, but he used the scramble to get out of the bottom position. He's got an underhook. Looked like an underhook. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get the best look at it, but he threw an elbow. I was saying, like, that's some bullshit, though, because, like, there's a difference between I'm up kicking to your head and I'm up kicking to your chest, and then because we're both sweaty in the middle of a fight, it slides off and hits the head. Those are two different things, right? So it's like, to call the timeout and then a verbal... I guess maybe the timeout, but then to give him a verbal warning, it's like, no, I think that's bullshit, He was headbutting his hand for sinning. Yes, sir. All right. I got more rosé. I'm gonna have one more rosé, or should I have a beer? Should I have rosé or a beer? Oh no, it's cool. There's tons of rosé. You can just come over and get it. I'll like hand it to you over here. No, I'll have more rosé. It's fine. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good night tonight because of it. Only because of it. I'm going to become an alcoholic, baby. I hope you're all right with that. You're not? Well, it's all right. You'll learn to love it. You'll learn to love it. It's like an arranged marriage, baby. It's like an arranged marriage. You'll learn to love it. All right, so final round. No, wait. Is this? No, this is round 2. Silly me. Why did I think it was the final round? What are you laughing at, bitch? Nice little combination from you see, the thing about Charles Oliveira, I love his striking because it just looks so clean. The way dudes look shadowboxing is the way Charles Oliveira looks striking. You know, there is no overextension. Everything is nice and smooth, nice and compact. It's just mad. Ooh, that was nice. He's mad fun to watch when it comes to his striking. That was an interesting little axe kick from Arman, though. That was really cool. You don't see tons of axe kicks in the UFC, in MMA, you know? Hold up. Hook cross, but then Charles counters, but I don't think it quite landed. I think Arman got his hand back in time. Ooh, okay. All right. Wow, nice. Nice. He ends up going for a roll, and, it kind of resets them back to a 50-50 position. But now Charles is kind of... He's trying to fight underhooks right now. He's got a hand... Yeah, nah, Arman has the underhooks. Charles is trying to go for a choke, it looks like. But it's not going to work out. He probably needs to just let that go, you know? He's actually going to make it easier for himself depending on how he moves, too. He's going to make it easier for Arman to take the back depending on how he moves, you know? Oh, there we go. You see, and that's what I was... That's part of the reason I was saying that is because when he had the arm over the head, he was just providing more leverage for Arman because he was already underneath him with the underhooks. Now he's carrying his weight on his shoulders. It's going to be easier for him to lift like that, you know? I figured he would use it to try and get around the back, but, he used it to lift instead. That's actually another wrestling lesson. That's one of the first wrestling lessons you learn when you're on the ground is to not reach back like that, you know? I'm sitting here like... So they're back into the guard position. I'm not sure who won that first round. I would assume it was probably Charles, maybe, but it also, like it was kind of a back and forth round a little bit, I guess. I don't know, because, you see, it's tough to say who won that first round, but in this case, I'd say so far it's probably Arman, you know, because he's been more active overall, whether his punches were landing or not. You know, Charles was, he just wasn't doing it. And now Charles is on his back. Oh, excuse me. He's trying to get that triangle choke, but it didn't. It looked like he was trying to get the triangle choke. It didn't quite work though. See, right now Charles is in a bit of a weird position because he's he's up against the cage, basically, but he's not up against the cage in a way that he's going to be able to use to his advantage. He's going to have to create space, but it's tough to create space when you can't move back. So Arman is just kind of hammering away with those looks like elbows. Yeah, he's hitting them with the elbows and stuff like that. They're not doing a ton of damage, but they're scoring points, Charles has to get a little bit active to try and get out of here. I think he's relying a little bit too much on the idea that you see he's being stacked. He's being folded in half. He is not in a good spot right now at all. He needs to be careful with that. And he's cut up too because of those elbows. But yeah, I mean, I think he's relying a little bit too much on thinking that he's gonna get something from the bottom, and that's that's not good. He shouldn't be worried about trying to sweep right now. And of course, everything I say is a lot easier said than done. Obviously, that I always keep that in mind. But Charles is really good on his back, but right now he's not doing so good, so he can't be sitting there trying to work from his back and things like that. There's really no point to it. There's no reason to make that Uh-oh, what's going on here? Oh. Oh, he's got... Oh, man, he locked up the triangle, but the thing is, he was being lifted up. He could have transitioned to an arm bar, but, you know, the triangle I don't think was going to work. Unfortunately, he got it a little bit too late, you know. I think maybe Arman was like, hey, I heard the clack, right? There's 10 seconds left. Maybe I start resting a little bit early. Maybe I start resting with 10 seconds left, and I think that's probably what ended up happening, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, excuse me. That was a nice shot from Charles. I didn't see that earlier. And, oh, man. Yeah, he caught that, but he kind of caught the top of the foot, you know. There's that takedown I was talking about earlier. Oh, yeah. Those elbows are not fun. You know, it sucks getting hit with an elbow, you know, because there's nothing there. There's no padding of any kind or anything like that. It just sucks, dude. It sucks ass being in that predicament. You know, it's not a fun situation to be in any sense of the word. All right, so round 3, it looked like a high kick. I was checking my phone. It looked like a high kick from Arman. So we're gonna have to see. Oh, okay. I was gonna say we're gonna have to see Charles get a little bit more active because at best it's 1 round to 1 round right now. There's no arguing that round 2 was Arman's. You could argue kind of either way. I feel like for Arman, but I feel like I would give round 1 to Charles. He had the bigger moments. So Charles is gonna have to be very careful to not end up getting taken down again. You know, I think. Ooh. I don't know if Charles wins striking. I just think he probably has a better chance at winning if he does not get taken to the ground again. You know, I think if his jiu-jitsu was going to learn, I think if I was reading a chat. That's why I said learn. I was reading the most recent chat from Ben. I think if Charles was going to, you know, if his jiu-jitsu was going to work, he would have been having more success with it right now anyway. You know. Little exchange there. I don't think anything really landed. Oh, and nice. Arman ends up changing a level. He kind of rushes in for the takedown. I don't think he was 100% serious about that necessarily. You know, Charles ended up stuffing it though. He got his hips back and he brought Arman back up to you know, C level. And kick from Charles. See, Charles is kind of waiting for Arman to come in. You know, he's kind of playing the counterattack game, which like Charles is very good at. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Like, it looks good to the judges to be aggressive. You know, I'd like to see Charles working his way in with some jabs. You know, working his way in with some jabs. It doesn't have to be anything that's too like crazy. You know, he doesn't have to. Uh-oh. Ah, there it is. Oh, but he was trying to flip him with that butterfly, but unfortunately it didn't quite work. Charles, he has the head and he's not letting go. I would assume because he's trying to pull a guard and get a guillotine, or maybe he's just like, fuck, I don't want him to posture up and start throwing punches, you know. I don't blame him necessarily. It looks like Arman is kind of riding a little bit high. I don't know if it would work. I don't know what would happen. And it looks like his arms are underneath Charles right now. I'd like to see him because that's really the only thing you have with your arm over the dude's head like that. I'd like to see him get his right arm underneath his hips. Can't now, and then roll him to the left. That would be interesting. Oh, it looks like he's trying to work an arm triangle in. He's potentially working an arm triangle. Oh, he has that trapped. Oh, man, Charles gave up his back, and now he's got at least one hook in. Arman has one hook in. He's trying to get the other hook. It ain't quite working, though. But, you know, you never know. You got to work for it. You got to work for it sometimes. Now he doesn't have any hooks in. He's just got a seatbelt right now. I used to not be comfortable with my hooks in. I used to not be comfortable having my hooks in, so I would do what Arman is doing right now. I'd get a seatbelt and specifically around the torso, not like the traditional seatbelt. I'd get the seatbelt around like, basically titty level at least, and I'd just stand there like he was. But he's got one hook in right now, and oh, nice. Okay. What I'd like to see from Charles in this position, right? Does he have... Is he going for the... he might be trying to set up a Darce choke. He might be trying to set up a Darce choke. I was going to say, what I'd like to see from Charles in the front headlock position... he's setting... he's setting up the Darce choke. There it is. Holy shit. He's got 22 seconds left. He's going to have to make... He's really going to have to make it work. Oh, man, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Ah, man, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy. I don't know. That's a tough round to score because, I feel like the hands were a little bit even. I feel like Arman was a little bit more aggressive. I think that last minute Darce should play into it though. Like genuinely, I think that last minute submission attempt should play into it. One thing I was gonna say is I'd like to see in that front headlock position. I'd like to see Charles utilize a wrestling style of front headlock, right? Where in jiu-jitsu you typically just see what you saw there, but in wrestling, right? What you'll see is dudes will reach across, they'll grab here, and they'll pull the arm across here. And that, if you use that to set up Darce chokes and things like that, it actually makes it a lot tighter. Same thing with, you can set up guillotines and things like that too. Like, you pull someone across here, you let the arm go, and it opens up the neck for you to transition into the guillotine. It's hard to show literally on myself. That's what I'd like to see, right? Now, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, dude, fucking Charles Oliveira needs my fucking advice, dude. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it would be interesting to see him set up the Darce from that position, right? That's how I set it up, right? Whenever I front headlock, I'm not just front headlocking by, like, having a gable grip or anything like that. I'm front headlocking by incapacitating one of his arms, It would be nice to see him do that to set up the Darce specifically, and then he could also hit gator rolls and shit like that, right? There's another angle to that, I didn't know that was possible. I would be pissed too. I once elbowed myself in the face. I was mad at myself all week. How'd you do that? Like that? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'd probably be a little bit upset myself. I don't blame you. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I don't know. I don't think I'd be disappointed in anybody, or if anybody. I don't think I'd be disappointed if anybody ended up getting awarded this. It would be it'd be all good, I forgot to share the shit to one more place. I'm gonna share it to one more place. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not disappointed in that. Oh wait, I kneed myself in the face. Yeah, I've kneed myself in the face before. Oh man. What sucks is when you get stacked, when you get folded in fucking half in jiu-jitsu and your knee is touching your nose and you're stuck there indefinitely until the other guy decides he's gonna move. Oh, excuse me. Arman, wow. I guess Arman punched a fan. Arman punched a fan during the walkout. I didn't even know that. I had no clue. That's pretty crazy. I wonder why he did that. Hold up. Yeah, it seems like he just, for no reason at all, decided he was just going to punch somebody. That's wild. Yeah, they're showing that Arman guillotine from earlier. That's I forgot about that too. You know, that was, you could kind of see in his face like he didn't like being there, but he wasn't panicked or anything like that, you know? Oh, excuse me. Jeez. Froggy Fresh is saying Dana privilege, run through those cans. I would assume he's talking about Bo Nickal. You know? I'm inclined to agree with him. I'm inclined to agree with Tyler here. You know, it seems like, you know, seems like Bo Nickal is on the fast track. If I must say. Oh, excuse me. That's assault, is it not? He's a pro fighter. I mean, that's assault regardless, you know. What will happen on occasion, right, is if somebody has extensive training in martial arts, there's no such thing as registering your hands as deadly weapons. That's not a thing, right? That's not real. But you do have to register with whatever state you're in to fight, right? That's the closest thing to registering your hands. It's not that you're registering your hands, you're just registering yourself as fit to fight, essentially, right? You've jumped through all of the hoops, and it is now an acceptable venture for you to take part in, is to fight, to be a fighter, right? That's basically what registering with your state athletic commission or any state athletic commission to be a fighter is. But what will happen is they will take that into account. They will take your training into account in terms of like sentencing and certain other things and stuff like that. And it's fucked up. It's ridiculous, you know. I have a hobby that helps me to stay safe. And if I end up fighting some dude and I knock him out and he decides he's going to take me to court in one form or another, he's going to turn around and be like, oh, well, fucking, you know, the judge is going to turn around and be like, oh, well, fucking, you know, you're a trained fighter? Well, you should know better, right? This is something else that Ramsey Dewey talks about that I really love hearing him talk about this. Fighting doesn't make you a good person, right? Martial arts is not some kind of like martial arts is not about being a good person. It's not about becoming a good person or anything like that. That's a selling point. That's a selling point to get idiot parents to believe that if they put their kid in a gi and a white belt, they're instantly going to become like upstanding young like individuals and things like that. So that those parents will be like, here, take my money. Here, take my money and raise my kid for me. Like, that's what a lot of parents that's like it's a selling point, right? And there's multiple reasons for that. For one thing, it's a good business practice because nobody wants to enroll their kid in something that's going to teach them to be shitty, right? But two, it was also a way for martial artists to kind of survive when people were cracking down on them, you know? Hey, whoa, hey. This isn't about fighting, really. It's not about fighting and then deciding to overthrow the fucked up system that you have in place. No. That's not what this is about. It's about being a good person, is what it is, right? Like, that's what you'll see throughout history in some cases. But yeah, martial arts of any kind, whether it's mixed martial arts, whether it's like fucking karate, taekwondo, or if it's jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, anything like that, it's not about being a good person. If you allow yourself to, you can use Muay Thai or whatever to better yourself, and that does include becoming better mentally and spiritually and all these other things, having a better attitude than you had before. But martial arts, really what it's going to do is make you more of who you are inside. If you're a piece of shit, you're just going to be a piece of shit who knows how to fight. That's it. That's all it is, really, to tell you the truth, right? Besides, sorry, I lost the plot a little bit here. Besides that, it's fucked up because you have a lot of people who, like, they expect you as a martial artist to just, like, be willing to let people walk all over you because, like, they saw some shit on TV about, like, oh, a martial artist lets somebody fuck their wife because they know how to fight. And because they know how to fight, they don't want to fight. That's why you learn to fight, so that you don't have to fight. And it's like, shut the fuck up, I actually had somebody, right? This is a story I considered telling because there's actually quite a bit more to the story than what I'm going to tell you guys. I had a disagreement with somebody over like $20, which, like, back then $20 was a lot of money to me, which that tells you how good I was doing, right? But it wasn't even just. Actually, it's not even that $20 was really a lot of money to me. It's more so that this person, like, I entrusted them with something, and then they didn't pay me back the money they owed me. And because of that, I was like, oh, this person thinks they're going to fuck me over? That's more so what it was. But even then, $20 was kind of a lot of money to me back then. And I go to this person's sister, right? Because I had a class or two in high school with this girl's sister, right? And I'm like, look, like, your sister's not paying me back. I'm hearing through the grapevine that she's telling my friends that she's not going to pay me back. Like, just tell her to pay me the money, man. And this girl is like, I don't want to get involved, and blah, 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 blah. Now, in my opinion, right, which I think my opinion's correct, in my correct opinion, if my brother is fucking somebody over that I'm cool with, and that he should also be cool with, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to kick my brother's door in and be like, what the fuck? But I'm going to go to him and I'm going to be like, yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing? This is a friend of ours. Why are you doing that, bro? Pay him the 20. Just pay him the fucking 20, bro. That's what I'm going to do, right? Looks like Chael Sonnen's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Chael Sonnen's in the Hall of Fame. That's good. I think, anyway. I think that's what they were building up to. It kind of looks like it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do, right? This girl just decided she was going to be completely hands-off. And, like, I sat there and I, like, argued with her about it. And then she just decided she was going to straight up take her sister's side and start talking shit to me. I ended up getting pissed, and I was like, yo, I'm going to fuck your boyfriend up. Like, I was like, yo, I'm going to fight your boyfriend. And she straight up was like, you can't do that, because then you'll get kicked out of your gym. She watched Never Back Down. She watched Never Back Down, where the guy, Rocha, is his name, the guy who owns the MMA gym, Rocha, he's the coach. He said, no fighting outside of the gym. And, I think his name was like Jake Tyler or Jake Taylor or some shit like that. He ends up fighting outside of the gym and he gets kicked out. Like, she watched that and she thought it was real life. She thought that martial arts was just a vehicle for you to be, like, a nice guy and things like that. And really, when I say nice guy, what I mean is a pushover, right? I'm just supposed to let people take money from me and not pay me back and disrespect the shit out of me, go bragging to my friends about how they're not going to pay me back. And I'm just supposed to be cool with that. I'm supposed to be all right with it. Fucking, I never ended up fighting the dude. And funny enough, years later, it's been about 10 years since that incident. Obviously, we have all grown up quite a bit. And they actually have kids now. The sister and her boyfriend, the one that I was threatening to fight, they actually brought their daughter in to learn jiu-jitsu. I taught her jiu-jitsu for 4 to 6 months, and I don't know why they haven't been back. Some reason, whatever it happens to be, it's all good. I'm not upset about that, but we're cool now. I haven't talked to the girl specifically. I really don't have much to say to the girl, But the boyfriend, me and him are cool. We're always happy to see each other and stuff like that. And their daughter's really, really nice, really sweet girl. Really really just a fun student to teach. She was one of the people who made it fun whenever she would come in, right? But long-winded story about something that happened. There's more to the story. I'm gonna tell it on Patreon. So shill alert. Subscribe to my Patreon, $5 a month. Patreon.com/Scott Sullivan. Anyway. But like, people think that you're just supposed to be a pushover when you do martial arts, and that's not the case. And unfortunately, some of these people who think you're supposed to just be a pushover and allow people to assault you and like steal from you and all this other shit, they happen to be judges that will sentence you to a cruel and unusual amount of time for defending yourself and your property, because self-defense by definition extends to your property. Unfortunately, the legal definition is fucked up, is bullshit. It is a violation of human rights and just morality in general. Excuse me. But yeah, like fucking. What blah blah blah. What was I gonna say? Hey. What was I gonna say, man? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Those judges will sentence you to a cruel and unusual amount of time for a crime that somebody who doesn't train would not get, simply because you decided that you would not be somebody else's punching bag or somebody else's doormat. Right? It's insane. Mansoor Big starts saying woman. 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 Scottaroo, you bring greater dishonor to our dojo. Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's what people expect. That's literally what people expect. Y'all notice every hotel has a cuck chair, aka a chair facing the bed? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, every hotel has a Hassan chair. I agree. I've seen it before. I think people who know nothing about combat activities assume martial arts is just karate. Yeah, they assume martial arts is like, people who don't know anything about violence are completely and totally ill-equipped to discuss anything regarding violence, especially to legislate or judge anything regarding violence. It's something that is disgusting when they talk about it, and they should not talk about it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it doesn't mean you're qualified to share it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of fucking idiots who think they can share their opinion. I had to stop talking to people on Twitter because of that. I got sick and tired of me saying something that is a fact. It is 100% fact. I am correct about it. I've been doing this for so long, anything I have to say is going to be correct. Bottom line. But you still have these fuckheads who think they can, like, talk turkey with me and argue with me and things like that. And it's like, shut the fuck up, But it's a complete waste of my time to do that. And then in addition to that, it's also a bad look. And I think part of the reason why a lot of my tweets are not getting seen by a lot of people is because I argue a lot on Twitter. I think I'm deboosted and potentially even hidden in some cases. Like the tweet that I posted for this stream got like 200 views on it. I have 4,000 followers. Holloway kissing his wife. I was like, oh, is he about to punch somebody too? Is that who Arman punched? Was it Max Holloway's wife? Arman punched Max Holloway's wife. Imagine how insane that would be. But yeah, I think all the arguing on Twitter has actually deboosted me from the platform. It is what it is. Boo fucking who. But like, I'm just saying why I don't argue on Twitter, or why I'm trying to avoid arguing on Twitter like that now. You bring greater honor, $50 a month to your dojo. Exactly. I'll take the honor of $50 to $100 a month, sometimes even more. In fact, definitely more for MMA. I'll take that over, having like I teach people to fight. if I figure out somebody got into a fight outside of the gym and they did well, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be like, yeah. But I'm going to at least be happy knowing that the shit that I taught them helped them to stay safe. It helped them to not get hurt. I'm going to be happy on that end. I'm not going to be happy that they got into a fight. I'm going to be happy that they were able to avoid a fucked up situation by using the shit that I taught them, right? A fucked up situation where they get knocked out cold and some doctor or lawyer decides to start stomping on their head. You know, as many doctors and lawyers do. You know, doctors and lawyers, they're known to get very, very heated about their lawyerly discussions, right, baby? You know, those lawyers, they just can't stop getting into fist fights. You know, it's crazy. They take their shit so serious, you know? You've been in like 7 or 8 of them, you know? Yeah. I don't know if I want one more drink or not. I mean, I want one more drink, but I don't know if I should. Oh man, we're in the piss zone again. We're in the piss zone, ladies and gentlemen. We're completely yellow. What the hell is going on? Don't forget engineers. Dude, I forgot the engineers. They're going to come at me next time I see them. They're going to come at me next time I see them now. That's what's going to end up happening. Yeah, you know, I'll drink one more glass of rosé. Because I'm not, like, drunk. No, I got it. What we drinking? I'm drinking rosé. It's Luke Belair rare rosé. We got rosé because we thought it'd be sweet, but no, it ended up being a dry rosé. So that is what it is. I felt like drinking a female drink tonight. Did you want more, baby? Yeah, you're gonna drink the beer. All right, okay. Yeah, because it's. Oh yeah, it was like this is what was left. Yeah, so that's not even a drink. That's like a half, if that. One more drink. Rosé only gets girls drunk. Yeah, no, I'm not drunk right now, dude. I could drive a fucking car right now, dude. Anybody? I'm going to the Packy. Anybody need anything, dude? No, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Like, I'm not like drunk. I'm just kind of happy. I'm like, yeah, this is a nice night. I'm having a nice night right now. It's a good night. So this is gonna be Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway, which is like it's gonna be a legendary fight. You know, if I'm being honest with you, like these are two dudes who have they're Hall of Famers. They're gonna be Hall of Famers, and oh, excuse me. You know, this is gonna be a very good fight. It's gonna be a very good fight. What's so funny?
I saw someone in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, read your comments."
You're watching my shit. Scott's wife drinking is the man of the house today. All right, fine. Let's trade. All right then. I don't want to hear it. You want to be the man of the house? Yeah? You want to go to work and I'll stay home?
I don't stay at home.
Yeah, it's because you don't stay at home because you're a bad wife. That's what it is.
Just engage.
Oh, Justin Gaethje. Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. You guys are causing issues in my marriage, you know that? You guys are causing issues here. Need that winning bet tonight already. Oh, you bet on Holloway, huh, Sean? Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet necessarily. I'm not sure. I won't even bother with the tail of the tape because it's in fucking dumbass numbers is what it is. You know, they're not doing pounds, they're doing kilograms and things like that. Kilograms. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Kilograms. Ugh. Yeah, it's because the entire world sucks. The only good place is America.
Sounds like a coincidence.
Huh?
Sounds like a coincidence.
Yeah, it is. The coincidence is that the world sucks ass. This is going to be so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it is going to be a crazy fight. I'm excited for this. I shit you not, I forgot that Max Holloway was fighting Justin Gaethje until like 20 minutes ago. I was like, wait a second. Holy shit. This is crazy. This right here is a super fight. This is a super fight and it's not a main event. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing, you know? Scott, have you seen that fantastic Civil War movie? Which Civil War movie? Excuse me. Oh, the new Civil War movie. When I've been reading a book about the Civil War, so when I hear Civil War, I automatically think of like, you know, Blue versus Butternut and Gray. No, I haven't seen it, but I don't know. I might as well watch it, I guess. You know, it seems convoluted and really unrealistic, though. You know, like California and Texas are not going to team up. It's not going to happen. You know, it will not. Texas would secede, and then like Oklahoma would follow, and Alabama and Mississippi, and like those, you know, those states, right? The yeehaw states, the backwoods states, the Tay states, the Taylor states. You know, that's how it would happen. It wouldn't be Texas secedes, and then our good buddy California. Our good pal, our longtime buddy pal, friendo California secedes with us, and they're like, hey, we're pals now. That wouldn't happen. That would not happen. California would secede, and then like New York would follow, and like Seattle, Washington, and Oregon would follow, and like, you know, even potentially like Massachusetts might, though Massachusetts might remain loyal, you know. Agora. Alright, here we go. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited. No message movie, that's my jam. Huh? Alright, here we go. Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. This Brazilian shit is so funny to me, man. All right. They're just feeling each other out right now. Yeah, I'm wondering when the fireworks are going to happen. Justin Gaethje is going for it right away, but the thing is, he's also trying. He's trying to see if he can land the big one, but he's not trying to force it. I don't think, you know. I think Justin is probably game planning for a round 1 or 2 finish. You know, I think that's really what's going on here. I think I think he knows the longer it goes on, probably the better of a chance Holloway has. I don't know who the favorite is. I didn't look at the betting odds or anything like that. I would assume Max Holloway probably is the favorite because he's been like ridiculously hot for a long time now. You know, he's been doing very well. You know, not even the Gaethje is doing that bad. Ooh, he threw that leg kick and Max fell over. Nice. New England secession all the way. Yeah, you'd have like New England swamp rangers, basically. There's a lot of swamps in New England, you know. New England is very developed, but it's also very woodsy. You know, there's swamps, there's a bunch of woods, like oak and birch trees and shit like that, you know. Maple trees, too. A lot of maple trees, you know. It's a really beautiful area. You have people who they travel here just to see the leaves change in the fall, but that's neither here nor there. Ooh, nice uppercut from Max. He saw that. He saw Justin. Ooh, He sees Justin level change and just throw that overhand right, and he's throwing that uppercut with very good timing. You can see he kind of stunned Justin with that, and he's going to end up hurting him too. Again, both of them kind of measured. You know, they're both kind of measured right now. Neither of them wants to take too big of a risk too early on, you know. I can't tell if it's like 5 rounds or 4 rounds. I would assume this is 5 rounds because technically it's a championship match. It's a championship fight, although it's the BMF belt. So it's like, all right, well, you know, it's kind of fake, but you know, it is what it is. Justin with the funny footwork. He's doing the Ali shuffle. Oh, it's 5. Okay, yeah. I figured it'd be 5. I was like, what? Since when has there ever been a 4-round fight? You know. See, Max is checking those leg kicks because he knows that Justin's a really big leg kicker. You know, he'll kick the shit out of your legs, and then when you can't move as well, he'll start hitting you with that duck and chuck. Oy. Couple of jabs from Justin, don't really land square. Looked like. Ooh, that uppercut from Max is money. He's hitting that uppercut pretty damn well. I think if anything is Justin's undoing, it's going to be that uppercut, specifically because of the way Justin fights, you know. Justin doesn't like to fight tall a lot of the time. He doesn't like to fight from the outside, and Max loves to fight from the outside. He loves to fight at the end of his punches, you know. He's got that slick boxing. That was an interesting counter from Justin. I don't know if it landed or not. It kind of happened too quick. I'm a little slow right now, guys. Whoopsies. I want to see a clip of that with like the that wacky sound effects shit, like the whoop 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 noise. Ooh, wow. Okay. Max is just so precise in everything he does. This is fucking crazy, you know? You think he broke it? You think he broke what? His leg? You talking about Justin Gaethje? You think he broke something? Are you ahead of me right now? Is your stream ahead of mine? Is that what's going on? Oh man, yeah. Oh shit. Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely some kind of fucked up, if not broken. Man. That's not good. You break your nose in a fight. That is you are not in good shape. You are not in good shape at all. Stream, is that illegal, Juan Scott? Yeah, no, my stream's legal. Holloway and my bet are fucked. Oh, excuse me, jeez. Yeah, anything that disrupts your breathing in a fight is absolutely fucked. And I can't tell if Justin's mouth is open. It doesn't look like it is right now. I thought it was a second ago. Yeah, it looks like it's closed right now, but you know, I'm kind of far away from my TV, so yeah, it's tough for me to see. Now he's got to be a filthy mouth breather. Exactly. Like that's, you know, you need that circular breathing. You need in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And if you have to do the, you know, mouth breathing thing, you have to inhale, your breathing is interrupted, and then you exhale. You inhale, your breathing's interrupted, exhale, you know, etc., etc. And that sucks. And plus, like, Justin's got his head like straight up too. He's not like he doesn't have his chin down or anything like that. And Max, like I said, is very good at touching you. He's very good at touching you from the outside. He's a very precise striker. So Justin can't get inside, and yeah, I mean, he's in some trouble. He's in some trouble. He's gonna keep getting bopped on the nose, and eventually it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna fucking hurt him. He can actually breathe better now. Oh yeah, his mouth is open. Oh man. Uh-oh. See, I don't think he got poked in the eye. I think he just got... Oh, man. I think whether he got poked in the eye or not... Oh, no. Yeah, no, that's the eye poke. Ah, man. Nah. Yeah. I don't know why. It looked like a punch to me. I don't know why. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. That sucks, dude. He's already got a fucked up nose. Now he's going to have a fucked up eye. And Justin Gaethje is not the type of dude who's going to be like, no, I can't keep fighting. Breathing is super important. Just ask Navy SEALs. A man's at a sizable disadvantage. Yes, sir. The Navy SEALs know all about that. Do you like Alex Pereira? I don't like calling people by their nicknames and shit like that. I'm not telling you not to do that, I Claudius, but that's why I wasn't like, do you like Potan? Yeah, no, I like Alex Pereira. He's cool, He's cool. I know him personally. We hang out all the time. No, but yeah, I like him, It's really funny seeing him fight because the way he fights, he should not be able to do what he does, but he's just got so much power. He's tough and he's got so much power that he's able to make it work. He moves like a dude who's in his first amateur fight. It's crazy. It's insane. And it's really funny. Everybody moves a little bit different. You'll have people who like you're convinced they don't know how to fight, that well anyway, but turns out in practice they're actually a lot better than you would even realize. Because the way that they throw punches and kicks and things like that, it works for them specifically with their body type. Ooh, that overhand from Gaethje almost landed. What's up?
Nothing.
Oh. The bottle opener?
Yeah.
I don't have the bottle opener here. Yeah, I have a bottle. A bottle that, like, is mad heavy, even though, like, I don't know, man. Hold on. I was like, this feels like it has something in it. I'm gonna, So, looks like another eye poke. He's like, holy shit. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. Obviously, it's not like a John Jones. Like, hey, you want to come forward? Go ahead and come forward. Go ahead and come forward, dude. Right? It's not like a John Jones one, right? He's like, oh shit, I gotta stop him from coming forward, and then it just kind of happens, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Justin seems to kind of be finding a little bit of a rhythm here, but you're not seeing him fight the way that he normally would try to, and it's not that Max is not finding a rhythm. It's that they both just kind of look even to a degree. I don't know who I would say is winning this round, mostly because I kind of forget what's happened in this round outside of the two eye pokes. If I'm being honest with you, but. I definitely think Max took round one. There's no arguing that. Oh, hey. Nice leg kick from Justin. Ugh. Brazilians always fighting dirty. Max Holloway is Hawaiian. Max Holloway is from Hawaii. I do agree, though. It's so hard to be in rhythm when you can't breathe naturally. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not sure who I'd give that round to. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I have no clue, you know? If I was, I mean, obviously, again, it's easier said than done. The thing is, like, Justin Gaethje is, like, a really good wrestler. I don't know why he doesn't bother with takedowns and things like that. I don't know how Max Holloway is when it comes to his grappling. He might be, like, a really good grappler or something like that. I have no clue. Excuse me. No, I don't even know. So it's like at some point I'd be like, Justin, you have to shoot in, bro. You have to shoot in and take him down, man. You have to do it. I don't know what else you're expecting. I don't know what you want, dude, but you gotta just fucking do it, man. Just fucking do it, dude. Do it, kid. I'm checking something real quick. Ooh, excuse me. So Max is throwing kicks to the leg right now. I think he's trying to keep Justin outside, which, I mean, it makes sense, you know? They look to be about the same size. I don't know about reach, but, you know, yeah, you're seeing Justin hasn't really been able to get inside on Max or anything like that. And when he does, Max has actually had an answer for him, you know? But, obviously, I think Max would rather keep him on the outside than have him come in and have to give him that answer, you know? Oh, yeah. Kick from Max. They're kind of on the outside trading kicks right now. It's kind of a kick battle. Ooh, that was nice. They almost both kind of seem a little bit stumped on one level. Like, they both find moments to slip something in, you know, to take a chance and things like that. But the way they're fighting right now, it seems like they're like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just hit them with some leg kicks or something. You know, it looked like a slapping hook from Justin Gaethje just a second ago. Jab to the body from Max Holloway. You know, both of them could be a little bit more aggressive, but I feel like they're just stumped. I feel like they don't quite know exactly what to do, you know, and because of that, they're like, oh, nice right hand right down the middle from, ooh, and that spinning kick again from Max Holloway. He threw a right hand down the middle and then hit him with that spinning kick. Ooh, he counters with a hook and then what looked like another short hook with the right hand and kind of knocked Gaethje back a little bit. See, this is the action that I was kind of looking for in this fight. You know, seems like Max is getting, I don't know. Maybe Max is getting a little bit more comfortable. Maybe he just had a good, you know, he used a little bit of momentum, you know. Oh, we're gonna have to wait and see. Jab cross up the middle from Max doesn't quite land. Ooh, dude. Max is they definitely drilled that. They definitely drilled that spinning back kick. You know, that spinning kick. They definitely drilled that for when Justin ends up ducking his head. They must have drilled the uppercut and they must have drilled that spinning back kick because he's thrown that multiple times He's thrown both of those multiple times throughout the fight. Specifically, the first round for that uppercut, and it was money for him. He landed it a couple of different times. Justin looks more damaged, but Max also looks like he's limping a bit from them kicks. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. He looks a little bit unsure, or not unsure, but he looks a little bit weird on that front leg. Ooh, that was a nice shot from Gaethje. It appeared to land. If not, then it almost did. It was a glancing blow that kind of knocked Max off a little bit. Kick up the middle from Gaethje, followed by one from Max. Throws a high kick, seemed half-hearted. Cross to the body from Max. They should throw a flashbang in the ring during one randomly chosen round. They should start the round off with Dizzy Bat. They could have like a 1.5 to 2 minute round that starts off with Dizzy Bat. You take the bat, you put it to your head, and you spin around like 50 times. Then once they hit 50, they go. Better yet, right? Once you hit 50, it's a go, regardless of whether he's hit 50. So if you hit 50 and he's only at 30, you get to beat the hell out of him while he gets his other 20 in. That'd be fantastic. That'd be some fight circus shit. I'd love that. So at the end of round 3, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying I'm disappointed or anything like that. I'm just saying I expected a little bit more high-octane action right out the gate. Excuse me. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's okay, regardless. But we're gonna see what ends up happening. We're gonna see what ends up happening. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Checking something real quick, waiting for the round to, end. Okay, anyway, so round 4. So I think this is probably where the fight will really start. You can even see there's a little bit more not urgency, but there's a little bit more energy from Gaethje specifically. We're gonna see if he can actually follow through on that. Those kicks. I don't think Max likes those kicks. I mean, somebody. I forget who it was. Somebody said, the algorithm said Max looks like he's limping a bit from those kicks. And if Justin just keeps hitting him with those kicks, he might be able to make round 5 his round specifically. I would assume Max is ahead. I would be willing to bet that Max is ahead. I think that's a safe bet to make. But if Justin was going to land that one shot that finishes it, which even on someone like Max, I think Justin could do, he's going to have to immobilize him as much as he could with the leg kicks and things like that. He's trying to make his way in right now. Ooh, nice little hook and followed by an overhand. He ended up going for it again, but Max ended up getting out of the way. You have to know Russians on the internet to find drunk UFC. Uh-oh. Oh, man, there's another one. Justin's fine, but the fact that he's getting tagged that way is not a good sign, Because Max is going to find his rhythm and he's going to start doing it at will. That's kind of what Max Holloway does, is he gets you figured out and he just dicks on you. Gaethje ducks that cross from Max, and he tries to go, but he doesn't quite land. Justin's corner was calling out the slow play in round 1, so maybe he's planned to unleash in the last 2 rounds. I don't know, maybe. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe that's the case, you know? I mean, he's been hitting him with those leg kicks like you just did a second ago the whole fight. Hopefully that is what he's going to do, you know? I want to see a finish in this specifically, you know? I think the next one is going to be a finish. I would assume the next one's going to be a finish, but you know, we will have to see. Overhand by Justin misses, and then there's a counter by Max that doesn't quite land. It looked like it didn't quite land. If Justin's nose is broken, though, good for him for fighting through that, and 2 eye pokes. He didn't even take the time. He didn't even take the time to try and recover from that. He was just like, yeah, I'm good, and he went right back into it, you know. Win, lose, or draw, you know, not that anybody needed to be informed of that, but, you know, Gaethje's a really tough guy, you know. Ooh. Couple to the body to open up the head. Ooh, okay, all right. Things changed. Things are changing right now. Max, oh wow, yeah, Max is in trouble after that right hand that put him on his ass. He looks like he's already kind of recovered. Either that or he's got a really good game face, you know. I mean, Justin didn't want to over pursue, which I totally understand, but I think that was, if not the chance, it was a chance, and he's not going to get many more, you know. He's going to have to really dive on that, you know. I think it was a smart move that when he had a feeling that you know, I think it was a smart move to go to the leg with that kick at the end of that, though, you know, just keep on piling it on. But you know, we'll see what ends up happening next round specifically, unless something happens in the next 17 seconds here. That was really nice, though. It was really cool to see that. Justin entering berserker mode. Yeah, when it comes down to it, I'm cool with whoever wins this one. You know, I always like Justin Gaethje. I haven't watched that much Max Holloway, but I know he's like a really good fighter, you know. Beat the hell out of Calvin Kattar. You know, that was a crazy fight to my understanding. Excuse me. But we'll see how the last round goes. You know, that round, I'm not 100% sure. You know, I don't know who I would give any rounds to. I got to be honest with you. I have no clue who to give what rounds to. It's news, not news to me, but it is what is it? It is it's tough. It's tough to tell. It's tough to tell, right? So we're gonna see the replays right now. Bang. Oh yeah, so it was kind of a short right hook that landed like it looked like behind the ear that put Max on his ass, you know, and that it definitely rattled him. You know, he didn't just slip, that rattled him, you know. First round for Max, sure. Round 4, I think Justin can't say for the others. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Max is up by at least a round, if not 2 rounds. It wouldn't surprise me, you know. This round is going to be paramount for Justin. He's gambling if he's just going to leave it to the judges, you know. He might need a knockout. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if he definitely needed a knockout. I want to see them just lay it all down. I want to see them really throw hands, you know. Just meet at the Monster energy drink can and fucking just let them have it. You know, let each other have it. You know, Max Holloway is known to do that every now and again. You know, he's done it at least once anyway. Ooh, oh wow, nice. That was a nice exchange. I like that. That was a really cool exchange. You know, seeing that head, body, and then back up to the head with the right hand, and then the counter with the or coming back with that spinning back kick. That was a really pleasing exchange. That was a really pleasing sequence. Justin is losing now. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be mad at anyone for saying Justin's losing right now. You know. Ooh. Mm. Uh-oh, Justin got caught. That might, man, he might be, yeah, that might be it. That might be it. I don't know, though, but Justin's the type of dude, he'll hit, wow. Max just ate that overhand. I was saying, like, oh, Justin will throw an overhand and it'll change the fight. As I'm about to say that, bang. Man. Exchange of jabs. Seems like that sequence is over. They're kind of reset, and it's a new moment here. Oh, man. This fight's a little bit more subdued than some of the other ones tonight, but I do think it's still a really good fight. You know, you can tell something's up with Justin's nose. His breathing's definitely fucked up. He still had a very good moment in round 4, and he's powering through all of this, you know. And there's 2 minutes left. I want to see if they leave it all there in the last 2 minutes, you know. Oy. Oh man, looks like that right hand. Oh wow, okay. That was interesting. Justin needs to get in there, all or nothing at this point. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You can't win without a KO. Yeah, I agree. Man. Max, like, don't get me wrong, Max Holloway has a rhythm. You can tell he's comfortable and things like that, but he also looks, I don't know, he just, there's something about the way he looks right now, you know, he doesn't look as confident as I feel like he probably could, you know. I feel like even though he's found his rhythm and he's feeling a little bit comfortable, he still is aware, like, oh, this guy could really fuck me up. I need to be careful of this, you know. I need to be really cautious of what I'm doing. Less than a minute left. Oh, that knee. I don't think it landed on the head, but that, you know, it definitely hurt. Oi. Oh man, that's he hit him with the rolling thunder. Oh man. Oh wow. Wow. He shut him off, man. Oh man. Damn. With less than 5 seconds. Wow. Man, that is crazy. And not just sparked and, you know, oh man, whoa, the room's spinning. He is flat out. He is out like a light. That is crazy. That is insane. Wow. Man, that is wild. Wow. Man. What was there, like 2 seconds left?
2 seconds?
Yeah, it was like 2 fucking seconds left. It was the funny thing is it was unnecessary too. It was the most unnecessary KO you've ever seen. Because Max Holloway was definitely winning. And you saw he just got him here, like just right on the chin. Bang. Yeah, you just got him right on the chin, shut him off. Oh, you know, more here, but you know, it was enough. You know, what happens when you get hit on the chin or anywhere that's comparable, right, or even near, is your head does that, and your brain doesn't stop when your head stops. If your cranium rotates or flies this way suddenly, your brain, you know, your head stops here, your brain keeps going, and it collides with your fucking the side of your skull, and that's how a knockout occurs. There's also a bundle of nerves and things like that, right? That kind of plays into it. You may as well not even be in the building. Oh man. That's crazy. I wonder if he. I'm sure he's awake by now. Yeah, he's awake, but you know he got knocked out, so they're not just gonna be like, "Oh, you're awake? Yeah, get up and come on and walk out." You know. Man, that's crazy, dude. That's insane, man. Wow. Oh man. See this is at 100. This is at 155 pounds. You know, Max Holloway was fighting at 145. So I mean, when you move up, you tend to add power. You know, you get bigger, so you put on a little bit more muscle. Your punches are hurting that much more. You know. Yeah, I think he's pretty much. Yeah, he's fine. You know, they just want to make sure he's not gonna stand up and fall over. Man. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the BMF belt. I think that shit's kind of like dumb, you know. It was a gimmick. Oh, hey, it's Mark Coleman. Nice. Yeah, it's a dumbass gimmick and whatever, but like, you know, that fight wasn't bad, especially the ending, you know. I don't think the BMF belt should be a big thing. I think it cheapens the sport in a way, you know. Dana White doesn't like gimmicks and stuff like that, and that's why he buys into Power Slap and he has a fucking BMF belt, you know. It's fucking stupid as shit. But it is what it is, you know. Sorry, I'm checking Twitter right now, seeing if I have to talk shit to anybody. Oh, BMF stand for? It means bad motherfucker. That's the other thing too. It's the Reddit belt is what it is. You know, that's like such a Reddit thing to do is name something bad motherfucker. You know, haha. Wow, it's so badass because he's got like bad motherfucker. Haha. BMF. That means bad motherfucker. Did you know that? That means he's a bad motherfucker is what it means. That's such like a Reddit thing to do. You know, it's the Reddit belt is really what it is. I could just picture Redditors trying to argue about the legitimacy of the belt that was created specifically because Dana White had like, you know, he had what is essentially a super fight between guys who never held a belt, who never held a title, and they couldn't fight for a title, you know. And because of that, he was like, well, I mean, we gotta have it. We gotta have something on the line. So here we are, you know. BMF. Oh man, he even closed his eyes. It's like he knew what was gonna come, and he's like, "Fuck, okay." You know, they say it's the one you don't see that knocks you out. I don't know if that's literally what they mean. I don't know if they mean if you close your eyes, you're gonna get knocked out. I don't think that's exactly the way that it worked. Yes, millennial humor, the Pulp Fiction belt, basically. You know, pretty much. It's fucking stupid. Can't stand millennial humor. It's the most neutered shit. You know, swears are not comedy. You know, like swears are not comedy, and swears don't make you tough, and they don't denote seriousness. They denote an unseriousness. You know, when I'm talking to somebody and I'm being serious, I tend to not curse that much, right? Well, meaning like when I'm trying to get something across, when I'm trying to get the direness of a situation across, I tend to not swear. Swearing is something that I do casually. I'm chilling. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's all good. Oh boy, Aiden Ross is there. Who's that? Oh, Israel Adesanya. Nobody gives a shit about him. Chuck Liddell's behind him. No, but yeah, like that's one of the things. It's like millennials think that like swearing is comedy. You know, like I've seen so many things where it's like they think a joke is just saying fuck over and over again, and it's like fuck, fuckity fuck, fuckaroo, fuckity fucky fuckaroo, haha. And it's like, no, that's annoying. The other thing is, again, they think it denotes like a seriousness, like as though if you swear that means everything stops. Like the amount of limp-wristed soy pussies who are like, don't you fucking do that. It's like, oh, they swore. That must mean they're serious, right? It's like swearing is a replacement for violence. It's like, what, you think swearing at me is going to make me stop doing what I'm doing? No, like, unless you can physically stop me, I'm not going to do it. And you can't. So yelling at me is just going to tick me off more. You don't want to piss off the guy who has the power to fuck you up. Whether it's like metaphorical because they have the power to like make you stand in line all day at the DMV or something like that, or if it's literally physical, as in like you're a limp-wristed fucking soy boy bitch, and there's some guy who's like twice your size and maybe he does MMA or something like that. I don't know, and he's willing to beat your ass. You know, fucking you don't solve that problem just by swearing. You know, but unfortunately, a lot of these weirdos think that if they're just like trans fucking rights, they think that that's like, oh man, they swore when they said it. That means they're serious, and I have to respect them. I have to respect them and what they're saying to me. You know, it's fucking stupid. Please tell me when the chick fight is over. Hey, I mean, look, I'm not too bullish on chick fights and things like that, right? You know, I'm not too confident about chick fights and things like that. Most of them suck ass. Most of them are like some of the worst things you've ever seen, but every now and again you get a really good chick fight. And I think if there was going to be a really good female fight, I think this would be one of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this would be one of them. We got two women who really like to strike. They seem to have power behind their strikes. You know, Wei Li Zhang is very technical, even with the power that she has. I don't know much about the Yan chick, and yeah, you know, hey, I'm excited for it. Over excessive swearing is a sign of immaturity. Exactly. You know. That's exactly what a teenager would do, because they know that they're not technically supposed to swear. That like if they swear, their parents or their teachers are going to be like, "Hey, don't say that." And they think that if they swear openly and egregiously, that somebody will be like, "Oh, this person knows they're not supposed to swear, but they're swearing right now." so since they're doing that, that must mean that they genuinely don't even care, because that's how serious they are about this. That's how upset they are. They really, they're so concerned about what is going on that they don't even care that they just broke a major rule by swearing and things like that. That's the mindset that's going on. That's a mindset that's going on. And it's like, it sucks, Profanity is the left-wing racial slur. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of hack internet guys, not even comedians, a lot of hack internet guys who are trying to be funny, they just, like, say racial slurs, and they think, like, the joke being a racial slur in and of itself is the funniest fucking thing. They think it's like, oh, wow, wow, wow. Right? That's how they laugh. I've seen them laugh before. That's how they laugh. The left-wing equivalent to that is just saying fuck. That's it. It is stupid as hell. And me personally, I'm not exactly what you would call a comedian. I can have fun and try and be funny and things like that. But, like, at the very least, I'm not a swear guy or a racial slur guy. At least I'm not one of those two. Right? Say what you want about me. When I did the Sam Hyde After Dark shit, the Sam and Nick After Dark shit it was called Sam and Nick After Dark. When I had my appearances on those, maybe I was a little, a little tight. Maybe I was a little like, oh man, what do I say? What am I gonna say? How am I gonna say it? Right? Whatever. All right. It is what it is. At the very least, it's not like I was just saying racial slurs and then, like, I was expecting everybody to laugh. At least I wasn't just swearing and expecting everybody to laugh. They might have a good fight, but I care 0% about the chick fights, and I'm actually invested in the men's fights. Nah, I get that. Me, I like good fights, bottom line. And this is something I've talked about on here. It's something I was talking about with my wife. The metric that is used today to grade MMA fighters is their record and whatever win streak they may or may not be on. And things like that. And I'm not saying it's not I'm not trying to say that it's a metric that you shouldn't bother with, right? You definitely should take that into account. It's a metric that does matter on some level. But I think what matters more is, was the fight entertaining? How did they do in the fight? Did they dominate the fight for 3 to 5 rounds and then at the very end get knocked out or submitted or something like that? If they did, maybe you should give them another chance. There was a dude when I first started at my gym. Him and his brother both trained. Him and his brother would both go pro, and this dude would go on to the UFC. He took part in Dana White's Contender Series. He was actually the underdog, but he beat the guy to get into the UFC. He kind of got beat up in his first fight, but then they gave him a second fight against a guy that they're trying to build up. Right? They actually gave him to Chase Hooper. I don't want to say the guy's name out loud, but they gave him to Chase Hooper, and he beat the hell out of Chase Hooper for the better part of 3 rounds. But then Chase ended up hitting an Imanari roll, and he was able to leverage that into a leg lock victory. In my opinion, when they cut that dude, however many months later, I think it was like a month or 2 later they cut him. That was kind of fucked up, because he was beating the hell out of Chase Hooper the entire time. And then fucking, what was I going to say? He was beating the hell out of Chase Hooper, and then he just got caught. It happens, right? That was a good fight. He looked really good in that fight. And they cut him after that. And it's like, that's kind of fucked up. And it's because they didn't take into account how well he did in that second fight. They only took into account what, they only took into account what, like the record, right? They only took into account the numbers. there's a lot of numbers guys who are invested in MMA and shit like that, and it's fucking annoying. And they try their best to camouflage themselves. Oh, we're in the piss zone again, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. They try their best to camouflage themselves by, like, getting hyped about whoever the latest, like, cool new guy is and things like that. But you can tell, because when you start talking about other guys, they're like, oh, that dude, he dropped his last 2. And it's like, yeah, but he dropped his last 2, and they were exciting fights. They were exciting fights where he actually did really fucking well, but he either just got caught or there was a split decision. You know? It's like, you know, it's just fucking stupid. And that being the main metric, and I'm gonna answer your question, Richie, in a second, but that being the main metric that's used to judge whether or not somebody's worth watching or worth having around and things like that, it's stupid. And that's one of the reasons why the sport is kind of doing that right now. You know, the fights just aren't as fun. They're not as memorable and things like that. You know, and it's because people are afraid to take risks because you drop 2 in the UFC, and unless Dana loves you, you're out. You're gone. Peace. You know, it's fucked up. You watched the Fallout show? I actually watched episode 1, and you know what? I'm going to say it, as much as I hate to be wrong, I actually didn't mind it. Maybe it's just because I got a crush on the main character, the Lucy chick, I think her name is. I love you, baby. No, but jokes aside, like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I didn't completely hate it. Of course, there's a couple of girl power moments in there, but I mean, it's a 2024 TV series. Of course, it's gonna have those. Of course, there's gonna be a girl who beats the hell out of a guy. Of course, it's gonna happen. That's just what it does, right? It is what it is. You know, I am interested to see more. I watched the first episode, and then my wife came home, and you know, we started watching Narcos. We're actually on the last episode of Narcos right now, and then we're gonna go back to watching Better Call Saul after that. But you know, in the meantime, I'll watch Fallout whenever I'm alone. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be more and more situations where. You know, I'm sure there's going to be more and more situations where, you know, somebody is like, there's some kind of stupid shit. I guarantee you, it's definitely going to happen. But, excuse me, you know, it is what it is. I just want to see the communists lose. They're both from China. They're both Chinese. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered the piss zone. Oh, never mind, we're up. Hello, Scott in chat. What's going on, Muntman? I feel like it's been a minute. Nah, people love it. The worst it has is questionable writing with good acting. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. You know, I could definitely see that. Fallout is Scott's Goon show. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the ghouls. I'm a big fan of ghouls. Three bottles of Cristal and it's agreed. The best would only come from the Don Wesley. Close my eyes when... I'm just gonna start. This is a singing stream now. This is a singing stream. Gooning Ghoulers. Yeah. Alright, we're waiting on whoever this is. Zhang Wei Li. Excuse me. Lex says, if someone can consistently put on good fights, that can circumvent bringing hype to the fight with personality. I'm not 1,000% sure what you mean by that, Lex. Excuse me. If what you mean is, like, they don't have to have a big personality because they just put on really good fights, then yeah, I see what you're saying, because Nick Diaz specifically is, you know, he's not he's not big on talking to reporters and things like that. You know, he's not big on talking to people and hyping fights in like a real way. What's up?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What, this?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not big on hyping fights and like going to press conferences and talking to people and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. But he puts on really entertaining fights. He puts on really good fights and things like that. You know, so it's like, hey, like cool, that's great. Yes, sir. I've been busy. New website opened yesterday. How you been, man? Oh, really? You got a new website? That's pretty cool. What's it for? I won't ask you to link it just in case it's something that's a little bit sensitive. But you know, I'm curious what the website's for. All right, here we go. Jeez, what a brolic woman. You know, her and Kayla Harrison. You know, Kayla Harrison is a great example of like what is wrong with the UFC today, in my opinion, because this is clear. This is a woman who clearly is on some kind of fucking like performance enhancing shit. Right? Women do not look like her naturally. Even like the high T women, even high testosterone women don't look like her. And yet, I mean, shit, she is brolic, right? What was I gonna say? Sorry, I like zoned out for a half a second as I was talking. She was doing judo at like 170 something pounds. Now she's fighting at 135 pounds against people like Holly Holm, you know. And we're supposed to sit here and believe that anybody else has a chance against her. You know, it's just like, no, like, of course not. That's why her first fight in the UFC, I'm pretty sure it's her first fight in the UFC. Her first fight in the UFC, she got put on one of the biggest cards in a long time. Definitely the biggest card of the year. You know, even if it was on the prelims, it's like, no, like she should have been, at best, she should have been main card, low down on the main card for like, you know, a random number card, like UFC 302, UFC 307, like something like that. You know, I don't know who's fighting at 302 or 307. I thought Kayla Harrison looked jacked like a dude. Yeah, she is jacked like a dude. She's got the body of a dude. And you cannot convince me that that is all natural. You cannot. If they both came at you at the same time, would you win? What, both of them? Wei Li and Yan? I'm pretty sure her name is Yan. I don't know. I mean, they're both trained, right? They're both women who are like, what, I think like 135 pounds or something like that. Maybe 145 tops. So it's like when it comes down to it, if one of them came, like, I could beat Wei Li Zhang up. I could. I'm too well trained. Right? She's going to hit me, and I'm not saying it's like going to feel like pillows, right? But she's not going to do the kind of damage to me that even a 135-pound man potentially could, right? But like both of them at the same time, it might be a little bit weird because I'm dealing with people who are two very highly trained athletes, and I'm sitting here trying to deal with one, and the other comes around from behind. That would be pretty tough, right? You're taking red for this fight. Yeah, I think Wei Li is probably the smart choice, but I'm ready to be proven wrong about that. You know, you never know. Anavar and Tren. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, JC. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, nice. Nice hook cross combo by Jan. Lands, and then you know, kind of stumbled Wei Li. Wei Li threw a leg kick a second ago. Ooh. She got the kick caught. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Inside reap. Nope, didn't quite work. kind of jockeying for position in the you know, that clinch there. They end up breaking. They're both kind of playing cautious right now, you know. This is a oh yeah, this is a championship fight. I didn't even realize. Ooh. They're both swinging for the fences right out the gate, though, I will say, when they do throw. You know, they're both playing it cautious, but when they do throw, they're really throwing. Ooh, wow. That quick high kick. I like to throw high kicks like that. I like to just barely even step with it. Just basically just hit the turn. Just like really turn the hips hard into it. Ooh, Weili taken down. Ooh. Looks like she got bopped when she was standing back up, Weili. I don't know. I mean, Jan's kind of winning this right now. You know, not by a lot. I think it's mostly just circumstance more than it is her like imposing her will that much better. I think Weili is probably just not getting started. Or it's not that she's not getting started. It's that she just hasn't made it work for herself. As well as Jan has that cross right up the middle, put Weili on her ass. Jan's getting through. You know, what she throws, she's kind of landing, like, semi-clean almost every time. You know? She's kind of just, like, waiting and timing it. Excuse me. What's going on, Brennan? Yeah, both just kind of looking at each other. Right? Ooh, wow, nice. That was an interesting spinning back fist. It didn't quite land. Ooh, wow. Looks like Jan got caught with that elbow on the way in. Ooh, wow. That was a nice-ass throw. I love throws like that. I'm not really like a judo guy. I don't have many throws in my arsenal, but like I love the hell out of throws. They look so good. I'd let these tiger ladies beat me up. The algorithm says, God, this is so hot. Oh, and here we are. Oh, man, she's flattened out. Oh, 20 seconds left. Looks like there is a rear naked choke in. Oh, yeah, and that's in deep. That's in pretty deep. I don't know. It's in. Oh, man. It looked like it was in deep. It doesn't look like it's in that deep right now, you know? You see, the thing is, it's across here. So it's uncomfortable, but it's not really enough to. It's not really enough to finish. You know, what she needed, meaning Weili, what she needed was to get the elbow here, right? Instead, the elbow was over here, and it just wasn't enough. You know, the rear naked choke cuts off the carotid arteries, and from the angle that she was at, she wasn't able to cut off the carotid. You know, and it was uncomfortable, obviously. I mean, you know, she was probably having her throat compressed to some degree, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to really do what she needed to do, right? Man, that choke, not that choke, that throw though was like, I love the hell out of that throw. I hope they show another. Another shot of that throw. You know, they're focusing on that rear naked choke right now. I don't think she was in that much danger. Yeah, they're not going to show it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Ooh, man. This Yan chick has some pretty quick hands, and she's got some power in them too. You know, Wei Li's got to be careful with that front side kick. You know, the thing about side kicks is they're a little bit more. A lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, you end up having to put a little bit. Ooh, that was nice. You have to put a little bit more into them. Nice takedown. Oh man, but she's riding high. I don't know. I think she's gonna reorient. Oh, man. Yeah, Jan's flattened out. Oh, interesting. I want to see... nice. That was a good move on Jan's part, was to use her legs to push Wei Li away, you know. And... Oh, uh-oh. Nice. Wei Li is really good at grappling, you know. Like grappling over in China, I don't know how big jiu-jitsu is. I know it's bigger than it used to be. But what you have a lot of is like shuai jiao, to my understanding, right? Like that's the type of grappling you'll see in China. You know, Tai Chi is technically supposed to be like a grappling art, but it's fucking Tai Chi, dude, you know? Fucking grandpa in the park. So it's like to see how comfortable Wei Li is on the ground. It's pretty cool, and to see some of the transitions she hits and stuff like that. You know, it is really cool. I actually think that Yan on the feet has a better chance, but Wei Li on the ground, it's almost a guaranteed victory. Have y'all seen the new Roadhouse? Yes, I have seen the new Roadhouse. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but I would say it was far from, like, a really good movie. I'm not even saying it was bad. It was okay, but it was not particularly great, you know? Oh, man, that was a little bit weird, the way Wei Li almost fell off. So Jan's doing just enough to kind of stay safe, you know, with the transitions she's hitting and stuff like that. But we got a half Nelson here. Looks. Oh no, it looked like Wei Li had a half Nelson in trying to flatten her out. Oh man. Oh, she's flattening her out now. Yan is in a lot of trouble right now. Yeah. Oh yeah. They should end this. They should end this. All right. Well, she got out. I didn't expect her to get out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think they probably could have ended it by now. You know, even if she's getting up, she's not intelligently defending herself. She's taking all of those punches to the side of the head. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it's whatever. She's in a better spot now, but I probably would have stepped in and ended that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a championship fight, so the referee probably didn't want to, you know, do that. And then she's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? I was fine." But it's like, no, you were taking punches to the side of the head and not defending yourself at all. You were trying to move around a little bit, but in the process, you were, arm triangle. Oh, she turned in though. Oh, but nah. I think Wei Li might have it. Yeah, she's got a minute. She's got a minute to make that thing work. See, what she could do is walk out, right? Oh, wow, okay. She's out of the arm triangle, you know, but it's like I said, Wei Li is just, oh, wow, nice. I was going to say Wei Li is good with transitions, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, nice. She's almost all the way out. Nice. That's a hard escape from bottom to hit, because people are usually trying to hold you down with all their might, you know. Getting out of the side control that way, that was really cool. But yeah, Wei Li is really comfortable with her transitions and stuff like that, and it's almost kind of fun to watch, you know, the way she's able to just kind of hit them. You know, obviously she hit a bit of a hiccup right there, but you know, it is what it is. Scott, how do I get a fighter GF? You don't want a fighter girl. I've dated a couple of fighter girls. You don't want them. There is something wrong with them to want to be involved in combat. Combat is a masculine thing, and for them to want to be involved in combat on that level means that there is a screw loose. That is what it is. I'm not saying women shouldn't know how to protect themselves, and that includes doing jiu-jitsu and boxing and kickboxing and things like that. They definitely should, 100%. But when you have a girl who's like, no, I want to be a fighter. I want to be a fighter. I want to be a fighter, dude. When you got a girl talking like that, yeah, run for the hills. Stay clear. Steer the fuck clear. All right? My roommate has been training MMA and is wanting to go train international for a year or two and then go pro. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I don't know if he has to train internationally to do that, though. If he wants to go pro, he should train and then take amateur fights. And then once he has a few of those under his belt and once he's kind of patched some holes and stuff like that, he can go ahead and he can... you know, he can go pro. And he could do that over the course of like a year or so, you know, a year and a half, you know. I mean, I get it if he wants to train internationally because he wants to learn jiu-jitsu in... Oh, I looked down for 2 seconds. I didn't even see what happened. Yeah, I get it if he's like, oh, I want to learn really good jiu-jitsu, so I'm going to go to Brazil, right? I get that. But if he's like, no, I have to train internationally for a year or two, and then I can go ahead and I can go pro. It's like, no. You don't even have to train to go pro. Ooh. It's like I was saying, I think on the feet, Jan has this, but it doesn't mean that Zhang is not dangerous. On the ground, Zhang has it, hands down. There's no question, you know? But yeah, all professional... Oh, cross right up the middle. Oh, man. That cross right up the middle has been money for Jan. It's really good. Anyway, yeah, like, all pro is a classification. That's it, right? There's a couple of differences in the rules. Most of them are kind of negligible, right? Like knees to the head. As an amateur, you're not allowed to throw knees to the head. That rule change is kind of negligible, if I'm being honest with you, because the odds of you landing a knee to the head, knees to the head are very low percentage techniques. You're better off going to the body with knees a lot of the time. Even the legs sometimes, though. I'd rather go to the body with some knees. So it's like when they add in knees to the head, it's like, all right, whatever, right? Up kicks, what we were watching right now. I think those should be. I think everything should be legal for amateurs, but especially up kicks, because you could find yourself in a position where you're on your back and there's some dude kicking you, and you're not allowed to kick him back. That's not cool, right? So I think up kicks for amateurs should be legal, but it is kind of sort of a negligible difference in the rules, if I'm being honest with you. What is halfway negligible, but not completely, is instead of 3-minute rounds, you get 5-minute rounds when you go from amateur to pro. But other than that, all pro is a classification. You don't need to be trained a certain amount. You could have no record and go pro. You could have the worst record in the history of man and go pro. You could be 0 and 500,000. You could still go pro. All you got to do is go to your local athletic commission. My athletic commission, right? Basically, all you have to do is get 2 people to attest to your fitness. Ooh, wow. She tried to hit her with an elbow when she came in, and she ended up getting bopped, talking about Wei Li. But she's got Jan up against the fence right now. We're going to see if she can do anything with that. Oh, man, no. She ended up on bottom. Oof. That sucks for her. So right now, Jan is choosing to be in the half guard position, but now Wei Li is also going to work a little bit. Jan's got to be careful. You know, standing up like that, it's not the worst idea, but depending on how close she lets her feet get, she'll be in bad shape. You see, I like that. I like that. I like seeing people push people off with their legs and then do a technical stand-up or dive on top of them or something like that. You know, it's a good move. You know, ooh, caught the kick and fucking used that to take her down. Nice. It's crazy. It's crazy because I can remember when Weili Zhang came into the UFC, she was supposed to be the next big thing. And don't get me wrong, she was. She held the belt, but she got starched by Rose Namajunas like immediately into their fight, and all of a sudden she started looking really, really human after that. And I feel like she hasn't quite been the same since. You know, I'm not 100% sure though. I don't know. You know, maybe you guys agree or disagree, whatever. Oh, excuse me. How many rounds we got? Yes, this is round 3. I'm gonna have to stand up in a second just to stretch my legs a little bit. You know. Alright, yeah, oh, jeez. No, boy, the fucking, the plastic thing fell off. Came off in my ear. That's annoying as shit. That's fucking annoying, dude. Anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up real quick. Oh, man. Sweeping up the corn pops. There's some bad corn pops outside that deserve some of that. How do you cross? What do you mean? How do I cross? Like, how do I throw a cross? I mean, I'd have to, you know, I'd need more room to show you that. He's wanting to train in Thailand and then come back for amateur fights. I mean, he could get amateur fights in Thailand. Basically, what it sounds like is this guy wants to go to Thailand and train in with them so that he can come back here and bully other people. Which, I'll be honest with you, like, training for a year or two in Thailand might not have the effect that he thinks it's going to have. You know, it might not be exactly what he thinks it is, you know. Training in Thailand is a very specific thing, you know. And it's very easy for you. Like, people, you could go out to Thailand and not be in good hands, and you wouldn't even know, because you would just assume, like, oh yeah, I'm in Thailand, everybody's good, everything must be really good. But nah, there's some gyms out there that don't give a shit about you if you're a furung. And even the gyms that do give a shit about you, it's like, well, you know, again, training in Thailand is a very specific thing. It sounds like, oh man, that right hand has been... It's just been hitting its mark the entire night for Jan. Man, that's really cool. Especially the way she's countering the kicks with the right hand. But yeah, like he doesn't need to go out to Thailand to train with them so that he can come back here and try and dick on everybody, you know? Ooh, oh man. Uh-oh. Yeah, training in Thailand isn't some magical thing that, like, you're gonna fucking, that means you're, like, good. You know? So many people go out to Thailand and they come back and they aren't that much better than when they left. Whether it's like a 2-week trip or if they were there for like 6 months, you know? They let people shoot cows with RPGs there. I mean, that's what I've heard. Well, I mean, that sounds like a good reason to go. I once lived a year in Thailand. I got a lot of bad infections. Yeah, and those are the types of fucking stories you get from people in Thailand. It's like, yeah, I hired a hooker and she got here and she was really a ladyboy. You know, I caught herpes from the ladyboy. Fucking, I went out there, and a month later, I ended up contracting malaria, and they didn't have any quinine for me, so I had to thug it out. I had to thug out malaria in a Thai hospital. You know, like that's the type of shit that I feel like happens in Thailand. As like cool as it is, and I personally would love to go myself. Like I'm not going there expecting it to be like some life-changing trip where like, oh dude, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be able to beat the hell out of everybody in my locale. And you know, it's gonna be really cool. Like, yeah. Excuse me. You know, and that's kind of what it sounds like your friend is doing, if I'm being honest with you, you know? Damn, 5 rounds, yeah. I was hoping for a knockout or a submission, I won't lie. I was kind of hoping for that, you know? It's kind of riding Jan's back right now. She's only got one hook in right now. She's got to get the other one, you know? Yeah, she's got the other one flattening her out. And, uh-oh. Oh, man, she's riding pretty high right now. See, if Jan wanted to, she could have reached up, grabbed the head, and then pulled down, right? And then she would have been able to. She would have stacked Zhang, and she could have even submitted her, depending on the angle that she got at. Like right now, she could easily stack Zhang right now if she would just reach ahead. But oh, you see, she's got a handcuff right now. Zhang has a handcuff right now, and that's what's making it hard for her to control her left arm. I don't know if the right arm would have done well for her. Maybe not. Jan is frustrated. You can tell she's frustrated because when you're punching in that position, it's usually because you're frustrated and you're like, fuck this. I don't like this right now. You know? Just reading a message from my friend there. Panty snakes. Ladies with Brady's, yes sir. Well, I did learn to fight. I sure beat those infections. That's true. I went for Muay Thai, stayed for the HIV/AIDS. Yes sir. The cancer AIDS. That's really why Mr. Medicare is fucked up. Is his cancer AIDS was really contracted from a ladyboy in Thailand. He's just shy. He doesn't want to talk about his experience. I'm good personal buddies. I'm good personal buddies with Mr. Medicare. We hang out every weekend. I'm wondering what they're talking to her about. I couldn't understand that. Did you hear what the referee was talking to her about? No. All right. Well, round 5. Oh, excuse me. It's kind of hard to tell who's winning. I think it's probably about even because Jan is clearly winning any hand exchanges, any punching exchanges, but a lot of the round tends to be Zhang doing that, hitting takedowns almost at will and doing whatever the hell she feels like on top. Oh, we got a deep half right now from Zhang. I bombed on a joke at work the other night about North Carolina consent age, and they misunderstood my angle. Whoops. They think you're, yeah, Timmy, the girls are still fighting, but it's the last round. They only got about 4 minutes left. And it's not that bad of a fight either. You know, there's good moments. That's the worst. That is the absolute worst. That's no fun. What's North Carolina's age of consent? I'm curious about that. You know, not for any practical reasons. I'm just, you know, seems like an interesting tidbit of information that I probably will be disgusted by. Oh, hey. Ooh, she didn't like that kick. Yeah. Jan was doing really well on the leg, on the feet, but she's definitely slowed down in round 5, you know. What's going on, Jax904? How you doing, man? North Carolina age of consent is 16, which is weird because my state is 18. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my state is 16 as well, but I think it's only in cases of like, oh, she's 16, but he's 19. He's 16, but she's 19. I have a feeling if like a 29-year-old was trying to date a 16-year-old, there would be an issue with that. As there should be. You know. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to North Carolina. I dated a girl from North Carolina, if you could call what we did dating. I actually hit her up for the ex-girlfriend survey. I keep on meaning to go over the ex-girlfriend survey on a stream. I'll have to do that soon. I'll have to write a note and make sure I do it. I was gonna do a video about it, but I'm realizing that a video about it would be, you know, I don't think I have the capability to do that right now. So I'd rather just make a stream out of it and have a little bit of fun, right? Yeah, Zhang has the back take right now. One of her hooks is out, though. Oh, excuse me. I was saying I hit that girl up to do the ex-girlfriend survey, but unfortunately she blocked me as soon as I added her on Facebook. You know, she never saw my message, so yeah, it is what it is. Hope she's doing all right, though. Hope she's doing okay. I wonder if she's trying to. I can't tell if she's trying to get ready for a. I can't tell if she's trying to get ready for an armbar or not. You know, the way she's. You see, this is the way that I tend to. This is the way that I tend to. I don't even bother with the. I don't even bother with the. I don't even bother with the seatbelt anymore, right? I don't go seatbelt anymore on when I have the back take. I go handcuff or I go 2-on-1, right? Basically what Zhang was doing a second ago with the arm, you know. I've found that there's a lot of things that you can do from it, including go for the arm bar. I found that it's real easy to go for an arm bar from a back take if you have a 2-on-1 as opposed to a seatbelt, you know. Thought it was really cool, really fun, really interesting, and things like that, you know. Excuse me. It'd be nice to see more people going 2-on-1 because it also opens up things like rear naked chokes and stuff like that. You know, you can hit rear naked chokes and it's really good. All right. That's the end of round 5. I have a feeling Zhang is gonna be given the victory. I mean, she earned it, obviously. I think the last 3 rounds specifically were Zhang's. You know, even with certain instances of like you know, getting sparked and things like that. Lex, why'd you retract your messages? Almost time for the finale. Yes, sir. Here I was thinking my job kicks ass, but it kicks my ass, but it could be worse. Yeah, it could always be worse. It could always be worse, you know? Oh, man. that explosive movement to get out of that arm triangle was pretty good. You see, what Zhang could have and should have done is she should have started walking out. Wow, that was a nice. That was a really well placed kick. This was a good fight. Oh wow, that kick landed like pretty damn clean too. It landed more on the neck though. Yeah, that was a good fight. You know, that was a good fight. Excuse me. Who's getting fight of the night and fighter of the night so far? Yuri, then Max and Justin. I don't know. It could be a number of people. I could see fight of the night going to Yuri and Rakic, because that was a back and forth battle that, you know, it ended in a finish. You know, it was exciting from start to finish. Justin and Max. It's not that is not a good fight. It's that I think it could have been better. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Anyway, yeah, I think fight of the night, right? I forget if they even have fight of the night. They changed it eventually to performance of the night. You know, but if there was a fight of the night, I think it would be Rakic versus Prohaska, and then fighter of the night. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, monster. It's a drink. What up? What's going on, Zarek? You're just in time for the. You're just in time for not the finale. The. The main event is what you're in time for. Fight bonuses tonight are up to 300K. Yes, they are. Max Griffin? Max Holloway Griffin. Did I call him Max Griffin by mistake? Alright, we don't care. Although the translator girl is kind of cute. What, baby? She's all the way over there. You're all the way over here. Oh man, yeah, but we got the main event next. So yeah, there's that. You know, I've been streaming for about 3 hours. You know, 3 hours isn't that awful for me. You know, that's on the long side of average for me, right? Usually it would be 2 to 3 hours, and so you know, it's not the length of time for me. It's the fact that it's so late. I'm kind of like, but you know, we'll go ahead and we will wait and see. She's trying to sell us on China. It's like, yo, the Chinese in America have been like mad good to me. Like I love the American Chinese, because like a lot of the time they're like really cool people. They're really nice and shit like that. You know, they always got a smile on their face. They're happy to see you, but like, don't try and sell me on China as a country, Whaley. All right, I get it. You I don't even think she lives there, but like she probably wants to continue living there, and she doesn't want to go back and like get black bagged. Either that, or she doesn't want her family to get black bagged. You know, whichever one it is, I have no clue. You know, I hope that excuse me. Oh, that's fucking Hoist Gracie right there. Looking geriatric as fuck. Damn. I mean, it has been 30 years, you know. Um, yeah, you know, it sucks that she has to pretend like she likes what her government is doing. You know, I guarantee you she does not like what her government's doing, but she's proud to be Chinese, which she should be, right? You should be proud of your heritage and your culture and things like that. But it sucks that she has to pretend like she likes everything her government's doing, or else, as a high-profile person, she's gonna get disappeared for 2 to 3 months, and then she's gonna come back and she's gonna be sounding like an automaton, you know. She's gonna come back and she's gonna make a video saying like, I was spoiled. I was being bratty. The Chinese government is the best. Clearly there's like a guy with a gun off camera, you know. Drika's sitting next to oh fuck, it happened again. That shit happened again. I need to get an actual headset. I gotta stop fucking around with these dumbass things. It's all right though. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Some people say China is facing a population crisis, but I don't know if it's going to be as bad as they say it will. It's going to be worse than anywhere else in the world, most likely. Because here's the thing. Men and women in America and the West, like, yeah, we have our issues and shit like that, but the ratio of men to women is not so fucked as to where women are going to be that picky, right? There's a lot of people talking about, like, the 80-20 rule, which if you know what that is, you know that it means 80% of women will lust after the top 20% of men, right? And really what they want is the top 10% if they can manage it. But if they can't manage it, they'll take anyone in that 11th through 20th percent, right? They are okay with that. They are content with it to one degree or another. Now, with that said, most women eventually will get desperate and settle down with a dude. Whether it's in their mid to late 20s, whether it's in their early 30s, something like that, they'll usually settle down and they'll usually have kids. But in China, the ratio of men to women is so skewed. There's this many men and there's only this many women. It's so skewed that female selectiveness, the selective nature of women, is extremely, extremely overactive right now. It is very overactive. And because of that, you have women who, it's not even necessarily that they stay single. They have men throwing themselves at them all the time. And really, they just view men because, I mean, if you have like a million of something, you're not going to care if like one or two of them gets broken, right? If you had a million iPhones and you broke your iPhone, you'd be like, oh no, all right, whatever, moving on. I have 999,000, yeah, 999,999 left, right? You have that many of them left, so you're gonna be like, whatever. And that's kind of the way that it works in China, the way men get treated by women. Some of the videos you see coming out from China and things like that, it's women who are like in their 30s and shit like that, and they're like still treating men like they're teenage girls, you know? The hatred of men is very juvenile, you know, in the same way that if you're a guy who's like, imagine you're like 17 years old and you're talking about cooties. Like, women are allowed to keep that, ew, cooties, ew, men have cooties sort of attitude for their entire lives, right? And that's bad enough. It's bad enough the way that it is here in America, right? In China, though, it is that much worse because the amount of women or the amount of men is so skewed. The amount of men is so much more than the amount of women. You know, they're able to get away with a lot more because they know that, just like I said with the iPhones, if you have 1 million of them and one breaks, you have 999,999 left, right? You have a lot of them left. You can just move on to the next one. And you see the same thing. You see the same thing in America with women as well. But it's like I said, it's that much worse. So because of that, China's birth rates are going to plummet in a way that even in other countries where we don't have a positive birth rate ourselves or even a replacement rate, we aren't even giving birth at replacement rate. We're not we, but they are going to be fucked. And then in addition to that, they have an aging population and things like that, they're not going to be doing too well. They are not going to be doing too well. Alex and Jamal are about to have a brat. I hope, and it seems likely. I would assume you mean a brawl. Yeah, no, I think that's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to get clipped. Some people say, oh, I almost read that shit again. almost read that bullshit again from Lex. That bullshit. Have you ever dated an astrology chick? No, I have not. Not a serious one, anyway. My wife asked me about my sign once, but it wasn't like a mega serious thing or anything like that. I haven't dated like a legit astrology chick. I would probably get sick of that bullshit real fucking quick. And the thing is, like, I think astrology is actually, I do think there is something to it. But the thing is, if you study the Apocrypha and if you study the apocryphal books in Christianity, you will find that one of the things that ended up happening is there were the Watchers, and the Watchers had children with the daughters of the earth. The Watchers were a class, or not a class, but like a group of angels who were supposed to watch over the earth. They ended up seducing a bunch of human women and having kids with them, and they ended up populating the earth with monstrosities. This is where biblical giants come from and things like that. It's also where like Hercules and other half angel, half basically demigod like people. If you understand what I'm saying, that's where they came from. And one of the other things they did too is they gave humans knowledge of a bunch of different things: weapons of war, metallurgy, and astrology was one of them. Astrology was one of the things that the Watchers handed down to humans illegally, essentially. They ended up being punished for this, and punished severely. They were thrown into a pit. And I don't know if that pit was hell, but they were thrown into a pit in which they could not escape and they could not really move. And they were thrown in there for the rest of eternity. I believe it was the Saint Michael the Archangel who ended up doing that as well, who ended up enacting that will of God on them, that judgment on them. He acted as the long arm of God in that case, if I remember correctly. It was Saint Michael the Archangel. But what's up? A beer? Yeah. Here. So basically, when it comes to astrology, when it comes to tarot and things like that, like, I don't think you should really be rooting around with it, because for one thing, I do believe that it is, it can open up doors and gateways and things like that if used incorrectly. Whatever door or gateway or whatever form that door will take, Whether it's like a mental door that it opens you up to bad energy and bad stuff and bad, spirits and things like that. Or if it's literally like a summoning ritual or something like that, regardless of what it is. And then in addition to that, we were not supposed to have it. So us deciding we're just going to use it, like that, And I've had my chart done as well. I had my chart done by Philosophy Cat, actually. Somebody I talk about every now and again, and she's got a semi-popular YouTube channel among the Roman statue crowd, among the sun your balls, I am a traditionalist crowd, right? The soul bra types. She's kind of popular among those people, and I had her do my chart, and some of the things she came back to me with actually did make quite a bit of sense, if I'm being honest with you. It was kind of accurate. I'm just being real, So yeah, I do kind of believe in that to a degree. I just think that you should not be rooting around with that stuff, because we were not meant to be doing it in the first place. And, we are also not equipped to be doing it in a healthy way. And I think a lot of people think they're doing it in a healthy way, but they're really not, But here is fucking Alex Pereira. Scott is a Scorpio. Yes, I am a Scorpio. I was born in November. Oh boy, we're on aliens in the Bible. We must be lit. No, we're not on aliens in the Bible. The Watchers weren't aliens. They were angels, They were angels who were meant to watch over humans on Earth to make sure that no harm befell them, but also to make sure they didn't fuck anything else up, When people draw the angels from the Bible and make them look like monsters, I think it's totally off from what is being described. Well, there's multiple classes of angel, and Wendigoon actually has a pretty good video on this. You should definitely check it out. There are humanoid angels, like that's what the archangels are. They are a humanoid class of angels. But there are other angels that, as you called them, they are kind of they look like monsters and things like that. Like another apocryphal book is the Book of Enoch, and in the Book of Enoch, somebody goes to Enoch goes to heaven, right? And in heaven, Enoch actually gets to see the angel of death. Now, the angel of death is 50 feet tall and is covered in eyes. That's fucking terrifying. The angel of death works for God. The angel of death comes and collects people's souls and brings them up to heaven. Or down to hell. But assuming you repented and you had shame in the face of God upon death when it came time to judge your soul, right? You were going to go to heaven, right? This guy was coming. He's 50 feet tall, covered in eyes, and his job is to be like, hey, pal, come with me. You got in. You got in, bro. Let's go. That's fucking terrifying. Even the archangels, they are humanoid, but they're not like they don't look like soy boys. They don't have prey eyes. They don't have a vacant look in their eyes. Like they probably, like, no joke, they probably look like me but worse. They probably, like, if you just saw me on the street, like, just walking around, or when I'm working, like, I don't even realize it, but when I'm working, I kind of walk around like that's how I look. Like, they've been described to have very intense looking faces and eyes and things like that. They probably are like me if you turned the dial up to like 15. You broke the dial and somehow it got turned up to 15. There's other features and things like that they're said to have, and they can also like change their appearances and stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying. The angels don't have to be pretty. they're not here to be pretty. They're here to serve a function, and that function is to serve God. And whatever God needs them to do, they don't have to look pretty to do. And if they need to, they can change from their original form and become pretty, as they have. They have done that in the past, right? Satan and his forces, his demons and things like that, on the other hand, they're going to come to you and they're going to be pretty most of the time. I agree with Wendigoon when he says that a lot of this is about seducing you to turn away from God, and because of that, they're going to reward you for it. They're not going to try and scare you away from it or anything like that, because if you're scared, you're more likely to go towards God. But in addition to that, I also think that Satan is inherently jealous of us, because God said that we were his greatest creation. And because of that, because he wouldn't bow to us on the command of God, right? Maybe he likes to have a little bit of fun, and he likes to torment God's favorite creation. Maybe that explains the possessions where people are like, oh, heads spinning and things like that, Maybe that explains some of the scary aesthetics that you see from these dark forces every now and again, right? You have the pretty stuff, obviously, the stuff that's meant to make you turn away from God, but then you also have the stuff that, maybe the devil's just having a little bit of fun. Maybe he knows that you're not just going to turn away from God for one reason or another on purpose, or even by accident in some cases. So because of that, he's like, oh, well, if I can't have this one, then nobody can. I'm going to, torment. I'm going to make them lose their mind, right? I do think you have to open up to something like a demonic possession or something like that. You have to open up to receive that. However, with that said, the idea that Satan and the demons who hate us, the idea that they wouldn't try and fuck with us, kind of hard to believe on my front. I mess with people that I like. I fuck with people that I love. You can ask my wife. I fuck with nobody like I fuck with her. And imagine somebody that I didn't like, that I had like almost a free pass to be able to do so, right? Where it's like either A, there was no consequences, or B, the consequences had already been wrought, and I was able to just get away with more without there being worse consequences, at least in the moment. But anyway, the fight's about to start. We got Pereira versus Hill. Herb Dean gonna win this one. That's true. They look like Pereira. Yeah, basically the Archangels. All right. Wow, Pereira is so much taller than Hill. That's pretty crazy. And Hill is a tall guy, I'm sure. He's probably not just like 6 feet tall. He's probably like 6'2", 6'3". All right, let's see here. Pereira going for that. It looked like he was about to go for that shin kick. Hill is a lefty. Yeah, they're kicking each other in the shins now. Pereira swings his calf kick like he's kicking a soccer ball and almost lands with the instep of his foot, or tries to wrap it around. Yeah. I mean, I'd say I'm rooting for Alex Pereira. I'm not the biggest Jamal Hill fan. I think he's somebody who he only exists because the light heavyweight and the heavyweight divisions are not that deep right now. there's a couple of guys that I think the only reason they exist and the only reason they're having the success that they do is because there isn't exactly a lot of talent at light heavyweight and heavyweight, or the talent that exists, it's like Prohaska, right? I think if Prohaska didn't get hurt, Jamal Hill would not have the belt right now. It would be Yuri Prohaska still, or it would be it'd probably just be Yuri Prohaska, right? I think Yuri Prohaska has Hill's number at the end of the day. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Cyril Gane is another one of those guys. Like when they had John Jones fight Cyril Gane for the vacant title instead of someone like Stipe, they did that because they wanted John Jones to have an easy win. Cyril Gane is like very talented. They say he's like the best striker in heavyweight history, and it's like even if that's true, in practice, he leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. You know, and I knew he wasn't gonna beat John Jones. It just was not gonna happen. You know. I'm not married to either of those guys, so I'm going to take the contender, but Hill is looking pretty stiff and a little flabby. Well, I mean, we're only halfway into round one, you know. You got to give him time to kind of settle in, you know. You know, the first couple minutes of a fight, you're kind of trying to set in, you're trying to He's like, "No. Hey, Bedin." Oh. Yeah. There it is. All right, Herb. Huh? Oh, dude, the way he swung his arms back, I thought he was going to do a backflip. I was like, oh, what's he doing? What's this guy doing? Holy shit. Dude, I thought that they just showed some kids. One of them looked like Ron Weasley. Jamal Hill's trying to argue. He's like, hey, man, I was about to make my move, dude. Dude, I was about to make my move, bro. They gave him a black belt. Wow, Alex, you did such a great job. You knock him out. Here, have your black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think you prove it with this fight. You prove you are black belt with this fight. My wife is fucking... She's losing it over there. He's like, no, it's okay. Bang, yeah. Yeah, you see, he tied up the arm, right? He tied up the arm, and I think it was a combination of, for one thing, you know, what's his face? Jamal was trying to hand fight with him. But two, when he pulled it back, Jamal thought, oh, he's just disengaging from the hand fight. He's not actually going to hit me, you know? He expected him to be like, okay, hand fight, disengage, okay, let's reset and, you know, and see what's going on. Instead of hand fight, bang, right? That's kind of what got him. It was, you know, very well timed, very cool, very good to see. Saying a guy looks like a Weasley is a glass house, Scott. Dude, I don't look like a fucking Weasley. Maybe I'm like one of their cousins. I'm their American cousin who played real sports, you know, and did actual cool shit. Maybe, I don't know. He got promoted. He did. The Brazilian corners are always the most hyped. Yeah, they are. They just gave him a black belt. I wonder for which sport. Yeah, that's funny. There wasn't any grappling. Could it be for kickboxing? Nah, because that's a jiu-jitsu belt. You know, that patch, the red patch, is specifically for stripes, for pieces of tape that you put on to signify that you are one step closer to your next belt. In this case, he's got a black belt. So I think once he gets 5 stripes, which I believe it's like every 2 or so years, he's eligible for another stripe. I could be. Fuck. Let's look this up. Let's look this up. There's the kid Adesanya talked it. Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu red belt. Oh, okay. No, there's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ranking system. Okay. Adult belt ranks. Yeah, so black is 0 stripes to 6 stripes. Coral, which is black and red, is 7 stripes. And then apparently you have a black and red coral belt at 8 stripes. But then you also have a black and white coral belt at... not a black and white, a red and white coral belt at 8 stripes. I don't know what the difference between the two would be, or like at what point you switch from black and red to white and red, and then 9th and 10th stripes, you get a red belt, a solid red belt, and that's why he's got the red bar on his belt. It's because that's where you put those stripes to signify that you have them. You know. That's funny though. I'm wondering how what's it called? I'm wondering how much hold up. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, he has a black belt in kickboxing, I guess, but it was a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Plinio Cruz, I guess. I'm wondering how long he's been doing Jiu-Jitsu, though. Transitioning from kickboxing, Pereira made his professional mixed martial arts debut in 2015 at Jungle Fight 82. Losing the fight via submission, he continued at Jungle Fight, subsequently racking up 2 straight victories. Okay, you see, he was supposed to be in the UFC in August of 2018. He was supposed to go on Dana White's Contender Series, but Glory Kickboxing said that he was not allowed to do that. He was not allowed to, fight on that. On October 22nd, 2020, news surfaced that Pereira had signed a contract with Legacy Fighting Alliance, and then he made his promotional debut against them, blah, 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 blah. In 2021, he signed with the UFC. So, he's been doing MMA, whether on and off or consistent, I'm not sure, since 2015. So, he probably started training jiu-jitsu in 2013 or 2014, somewhere around there. So, it's probably been close to 10 years, which... considering how much he's been fighting, even though I'm sure he wasn't using a lot of jiu-jitsu all the time. I'm sure he wasn't using mad jiu-jitsu constantly. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. You know, the easiest way to get promoted is to do well in competition. That's just the way that it is. There's certain time frames that you'll have to wait for, right? Like, as a white belt, to my understanding, I'm pretty sure it's like, wait, actually, I'm not sure. Shoot. I know, man, I'm trying to remember. There's certain times that you have to wait until you can get promoted to your next belt. Like, from brown to black, I can't get my brown belt and then 6 months later get promoted to black, even if I was ready for it. I would have to wait at least 1 year to get promoted to black belt. Me, I've had my black belt for probably about I forget, honestly. How long have I had it for? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check my my thing and my stuff. Where is my brown belt? Oh man, I'm taking a trip down memory lane, looking at all the cool stuff from over the last year. You know, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, July 22nd, 2022. So a little bit over a year and a half, I would say. April, May, June, July. Actually, yeah, about a year and 3/4. You know, and I've been teaching for the most part. You know, I trained obviously, but I've been mostly teaching lately. Man, that's crazy, dude. Man. Nostalgia's been killing me lately. You know, and it's because, like, I have a lot of good things going on. Do not get me wrong. I am not complaining one bit about, like, the entirety of my life. But in between those really good things, in between those really cool things, like the fish tanks and the, you know, I have a couple of podcasts I'm going to be appearing on in the future and things like that. You know, we ironed out some details and stuff like that. In between all of that, like, I don't have tons of stuff that I'm doing constantly that I feel is 1,000% fulfilling. This is one of the few things in between, like fish tank and all that other stuff, that I do feel is fulfilling to me. You know, there's a lot of, like, weird things that are happening in my day-to-day life that are, like, really ridiculous and annoying sometimes. But so nostalgia is really killing me lately, and I actually want to do a video about it. I want to do a video about, like, my thoughts on why I'm feeling so nostalgic and why I'm looking around at all this stuff and I'm like, whoa, oh dude, I miss playing Oblivion when I was in the 8th and 9th grade. Oh dude, that was great. Dude, I miss Fish Tank Season 1. You know, the springtime was so beautiful, man. It was so fantastic, dude. And it was nice going to that house. I loved the neighborhood that the house was in was fucking beautiful. It was such a nice neighborhood, you know, and Swansea is such a nice town. I'd live in Swansea in a second, you know, instead of having to deal with the fucking, like, bullshit I deal with here, you know. But yeah, nostalgia hits you hard when you don't have anything that you're looking forward to in the present day or the future. And it's not that I don't have anything at all to look forward to. It's not that I'm not saying that at all. The last thing I want to do is sound ungrateful, but I'm just analyzing why I feel the way that I feel at some points, you know, and that's why, you know. And if you feel nostalgia, you know, as I'm learning now, if you feel nostalgia in that way, beyond just, like, every now and again, you are reminded of something and you're like, ah, yes, the good old days, it means that you got to get on your horse and you got to make some changes that are going to benefit you so that whatever you're doing will fulfill you in a way that is going to be, you know, you're going to be able to survive while also not feeling like life is not worth living. Not that I'm saying I feel like life is not worth living. You know, again, I don't want to sound ungrateful for, like, Sam and Jet and, you know, all the other people who I've been able to meet and do really fucking cool stuff with. That is not what I'm doing or saying at all. I'm saying that, you know, when it comes to that shit, you know, fuck him. It is what it is. I'm going to guess you'll end up on PKA again because you're tight with Taylor. Yeah, I hope so. You know. Hey, Scott, you into cars? Not really, I'll be honest with you. I'm not good with things that don't have a start and an end point. And then in addition to that, I'm not good with open-ended questions. The way I work, like, I'm very efficient. I always want to know what the best choice is. I want to know what the best whatever is. I don't want to know that there's 5 different options and it all depends on, like, what I'm looking for specifically. And also, if I talk to this one person, they'll tell me option number 3 is the best. But if I talk to this other person and give them the exact same information I gave to the first guy, he'll tell me actually option 5 is the best, right? I'm not good with things that are like that. And because of that, it's hard for me to have a point where I feel like I can get into cars. And it's the same thing with computers. Though I'm kind of sort of getting better with computers a little bit, but it's not something I'm, like, doing because I'm like, oh, dude, I want to you know, I want to get good because I love this. No, it's like I'm trying to learn a little bit about computers every time I think to do so, because if something happens with, like, my graphics card, knock on wood there, right? Something happens with my graphics card, I want to be able to be like, uh-oh, I need a new one. Well, I have this. Why don't I upgrade? I want to be able to know what the best option, again, there isn't even a best option, but what a good option would be for me, right? Just have to smile because it happened and move on. Yeah, I mean, it's real easy to say that when you have good things going for you in the moment, but when you're waking up every day and you're like, fuck, another day of this shit, another day of going to places where people don't really truly 100% understand or appreciate me, Again, like, not saying this about, like, the fish tank stuff. That's not what this is, it becomes more difficult. It becomes more difficult. And, what I have to do is not just sit here and bitch and moan about it. I have to do something about it. I have to take action. I have to switch around the things that need to be switched around, and I need to part with the people who are not good for me, and I need to bring in new people who are going to be good for me, and things like that, I'll allow someone to just be themselves around me. I don't need constant growth and things like that. Staying the same is not necessarily stagnation, but the second I feel that it becomes stagnant in a way that is going to hurt me, it's like, all right, I got to get away from those people. And unfortunately for me, I got so focused on just work that I worked myself into a place where there's a lot of people surrounding me that don't actually really appreciate me. And it's not that I need constant pats on the back. What I need is people who are not going to constantly offload their work onto me and tell me that I need to handle this and I need to take care of that. And when I'm gone because I'm sick or, like, I have something important I have to take care of, they're like, oh, shit's fucking dumb. Shit's dumb as fuck. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. That was a really good night. I miss doing these Fight Companion streams. I'm not going to be doing them every time. It's going to be for big stuff. Big cards and things like that. Interesting cards. We're going to go ahead. We are going to watch them. In addition to that, I'm planning on doing the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. And also, I'm not sure if Justa Minx is still fighting. I haven't heard anything on her Twitter. She mentioned something like a week or two ago, but since then they released a full card lineup. They released the lineup for a card that is going to be happening in, I believe, May, and I did not see her on that. So unless there's going to be another one kind of soon in the future after that, and she's on that, then I don't know if she's fighting. But if she is, we'll go ahead and we'll watch it just because it'll be funny. I'll probably title it something stupid like Misfits number whatever it is with Justa Minx's boyfriend or something like that. I'll do that just to piss her fan base off. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you guys for being here for real. I'm so thankful for you. It's hard for me to voice that, obviously, but I am really thankful that you guys are here to watch this stuff with me. I'm going to have a video coming out on Monday. Tomorrow is going to be Fallout Sunday, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go ahead. We are going to finish off the Lonesome Road DLC. We're going to kill that bitch-ass Ulysses. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get him with the Golden Gloves because, it just the way the character that I made is not really going to be able to do it. Sorry. But then after that, we're going to go ahead. I have one major thing that I'm going to do, and then we're going to hit the Hoover Dam like a motherfucker, and we are going to claim it in the name of Mr. House. All right, so, and then, yeah, after that, Fallout New Vegas is concluded, and we're going to take a bit of a break from video games for, at least a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe a month. We'll see. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and we'll figure out exactly what we're going to do next for games and stuff. But yeah. one last time, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.